Woo! What's up, everybody? I guess this is gonna be one of those episodes. I'm gonna get a lot of people. Woo! Woo! What's up, everybody? Man, you might want to share this to your family and friends who want to get the gist of what the fault the man's gonna say about this shit. Man, oh man, oh man. This shit was bad. Oh man, this shit is bad. I tell you. Oh my goodness. I, I have no words. Oh my god, I have no words. Oh my goodness, I have no words for this shit. It's very disgusting. And I just got off telling y'all this is the reason why. We also had the incident about the how the hell are we supposed to look at being treated well and equal when number one, we're not even getting treated. A goddamn army lieutenant, a commissioned officer gets treated like this, man. I tell you this shit here. Trying to find a damn post. Bear with me, people, for a second. But you got motherfuckers who will justify this bullshit. Mm-mm-mm. You got people who will go out of their way to be an asshole for what? Fucking what? Sorry about that, folks. Woo! I'm back on this shit. I'm gonna have a BGS moment and a Valdez moment when I talk about shit that pisses me off and make me fucking mad. Is a person who doesn't do their fucking job. What's up, Terrain? James S. Yeah, y'all gonna need to share this one. We need about 100, 120 fucking people watching this shit. I don't get it. I'm the only official cop in Black YouTube, but nobody wants to fucking watch when I do important shit like this. And this is shit when it makes me fucking mad. This is from the Huffington Post, dated yesterday. Town fires officer who pepper sprayed Black Army lieutenant during traffic stop. Army Lieutenant Caron Nazario filed a lawsuit against two officers who threatened and pepper sprayed him during a December traffic stop, as shown on footage. A police officer in Virginia was fired after pepper spraying a Black Army lieutenant during a traffic stop last December, officials said Sunday. The town of Windsor said Officer Joe Gutierrez had been terminated after an investigation determined departmental policy was not followed during the incident, which drew heavy criticism after body cam footage was released. It was unclear whether Gutierrez was fired. The town of Windsor has remained transparent about this incident since the initial stop and has openly provided, documents and related video to attorneys for the lieutenant. Officials said in a statement, the town of Windsor prides itself in its small town charm and the community-wide respect of its police department. Due to this, we are saddened for events like this to cast our community in a negative light. I believe so. You're right to ring Virginia. Huh. Ain't that a bitch? The town added that it would reach out to the community stakeholders to engage in dialogue and commit ourselves to additional discussions in the future. Earlier Sunday, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam called for an investigation into the incident in which two local police officers pulled over the lieutenant, an Latino man who serves as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Medical Corps, which I suspected he was Medical Corps. Reason why, because he didn't show the aggression that most infantry officers or combat arm officers would. Threatening and pepper spraying the medic, since he has since filed a lawsuit against them. Norham released a statement Sunday that has directed the Virginia State Police to conduct an independent investigation, saying that December 5th traffic stop recorded via police body cams and a man's phone was disturbing and angered me. The lieutenant was driving his new SUV home from his duty station, in full uniform when Gutierrez and Officer Daniel Crocker shit, pulled him over and pointed guns and demanding him to get out the car. I'm serving this country, and this is how I get treated, the 27-year-old medical officer stated. According to the video on his phone that he used to record the encounter, footage of the incident went viral over the weekend, with Nazario's name trending on Twitter. The officers allege they pulled over Nazario because they believe he did not have a license plate in the rear. Oh God, a license plate on the rear of his car. But when Nazario pulled into a well-lit gas station, the officer still escalated the encounter despite now seeing there's a license plate on the back of his new vehicle. Boy, come on, do me a favor. This is one you're going to share. Let's get up to 100 people viewing. Nazario reportedly asked to know what was going on while holding his hands in the air outside of the driver's window while telling the officers, I'm honestly afraid to get out. Yeah, you should be, was yelled by one of the officers before pepper spraying and knocking him down and handcuffing the lieutenant. Gutierrez also told Nazario that he's fixing to ride the lightning, which is a slang term referencing being shocked by a taser and being executed via electric chair. Gutierrez can be heard threatening to use a taser on Nazario in a body cam footage later. Gutierrez could also be heard saying to Nazario on his body cam, I get it, the media spewing race relations between law enforcement and minorities. I get it. And this is an obvious Hispanic man, by the way. Gutierrez said in an incident report that he made the decision to release him without charges because he did not want to see his career ruined over one enormous decision. One dumbass decision, if you ask me. But according to Nazario, the officer told him that he'd be charged with the crimes that would destroy his military career if he spoke out about the incident. What the fuck? Let's go back to that. But according to Nazario, the officers told him they had charged him with crimes that would destroy his military career if he spoke out about the incident. We're going to go into that. Nazario filed a federal lawsuit against the two officers on April 2nd, the after my birthday, alleging excessive force that the lieutenant says resulted from him being racially profiled. He is seeking at least $1 million in damages. Get your money, sir. Get your money, sir. And for the court to rule that Gutierrez and Crocker violated his constitutional rights, specifically First and Fourth Amendments. These cameras captured footage of behavior consistent with disgusting nationwide trend of law enforcement who believe they can operate with complete impunity, engage in unprofessional, discourteous, race-biased, dangerous, and sometimes deadly abuse of authority, the lawsuit stated. Neither, of course, the Windsor Police Department nor Mayor Glenn Wills responded to Huffington Post's request for comment via phone and email on Norham's statement. Windsor Police via voicemail was full. Okay. Our Commonwealth has done important work on police reform, but we must keep working to ensure that Virginians are safe during interactions with police. The enforcement of the laws is fair, equitable, and the people are held accountable, Norham said in his statement. Virginia lawmakers passed a slew of police-related criminal justice reform laws, which took effect last month. The laws include limiting Virginia's police use of deadly force by banning certain dangerous policing tactics that have been the center of discussion on the ongoing Derek Chauvin and George Floyd death. I am inviting Army Medic Lieutenant Carlone Nazario, to meet soon, Norham said. We must all continue larger dialogue to reform our country. Attorney Jonathan Arthur told the Washington Post on Sunday that since the assault, Nazario has had recurring nightmares and gets freaked out whenever he sees law enforcement. Post-traumatic stress, people. It blows my mind that two officers thought they could get away with it, Arthur said. The Post. He did everything right. The story has been updated with the officers firing and clarified to note that the phrase fixing to ride the lightning can be interpreted to mean being shocked with a stun gun. Okay. Where should we begin? Number one, I hate to be on my Mr. Fantastic shit, but this is the reason what. Number one, you're talking to a guy who's been on numerous car stops, both normal and felony. Number one, if it was a felony car stop, why the fuck are you approaching the car? Let's get back into order, right? You're pulling him over for not having a tag on his brand new truck. You get to a well-lit gas station and you notice there's a tag on his truck. Okay, you couldn't talk to this guy and say, hey, I was pulling you over because I thought you didn't have a tag, but of course you probably had the temporary tags, which are paper tags. Most people do not put the paper tags in the area where the tag is usually located, which is around or inside the bumper, depending on the make and model of your vehicle. A lot of people will tape it in the back window due to a high and increasing number of, temporary tags being stolen. Understandable. No harm, no foul. Even if I pull you over, check your credentials, check to make sure you're a valid license, check to make sure the tag matches the vehicle. No harm, no foul. Thank you, sir. It was just a misunderstanding. No, no, no. You have to have a jackass. And this is the reason why I keep telling you, people like Fantastic and others like him, they're going to be so quick to get these guys to say, well, if the guy just complied, he did comply. You asked him to put his goddamn hands out the window. He did. He stopped the vehicle. And how unprofessional is it when a guy telling you that he's scared? You don't know if he had his wife and children in there. There's many a times I pull a car over and you see a little kid crying. And you're like, hey, it's not that bad, kid. Hey, come here. There's times I had to tell a little 2, 3, 4-year-old kid, girl or boy, pick him up out the car and say, hey, it's not that bad. It's just a car fix stop. Daddy and mommy is okay. No, you can't be a professional fuck. You had to be one of these dickheads who got a small dick and a big gun compensating, and you had to disrespect the guy who obviously is in full military uniform. And I know what he tried to say. He tried to undermine him when he said, what are you, a specialist or corporal? He's a goddamn commissioned officer. He's a lieutenant, which means he's educated. He got a 4-year degree. So you already trying to undermine him in that way. But you take this fucking prick, who happens to be Hispanic. Well, I'm a veteran too, but I learned to comply. Um, First and foremost, why are you sticking guns in my face if I didn't do anything that constitutes a felony crime, such as a stolen vehicle, such as my vehicle was identified as a vehicle that was the getaway of a robbery, shooting, or homicide? You didn't see me kidnap anybody, so on and so forth. Then the guy says, I'm gonna tell you I'm afraid to get out the car. And you should be. How unprofessional is that? No de-escalation, no thinking on your feet, no calming things down, no saying, okay, hey. Sir, are you in the military? Yes. What branch? Army. Okay, what do you do? I'm a chief medical exam, whatever. He's obviously in the medical field. Lieutenant. Okay. What rank are you, Lieutenant? I'm a lieutenant. Okay, Lieutenant. All right. You can put your hands down. Just keep them on the wheel. All right. If I had to tell you step out the car, just step out the car slowly. Okay. All right, sir. This is what happened. We didn't see your tag at first. We're just gonna check. No harm, no foul. See, this whole complying shit. Who's more compliant than military personnel? You're the you're the epitome of compliance. You cut your hair. You press your uniform. You show professionalism. You are what compliance is all about. But yet, this is the issue. I'm glad you said that, Life of King Wage. This is the reason why when you're on a felony car stop, allegedly, you have one person doing the talking, because if you have two people talking, it gets confusing. Please get the likes up, because I know there's a bunch of trolls who want to peek in and see what the hell I'm talking about, but don't support. But yet, Instead of actually finding some type of rapport and trying to de-escalate the situation, okay, he's a military guy. There's more than likely that I'm going to find some type of commonality with him, right? No, you had to go balls to the walls and say, well, you're about to ride the lightning. What the fuck does that got to do with a car stop? What the fuck is he threatening? Is he being aggressive? Is he showing aggregated force? Is he showing any intent to harm you or your partner or anyone else in the vicinity? No. Now, let's also talk about another stupid thing this guy did. Why would you pepper spray a guy in a car? What if his foot was still on the brake? What if his foot was on the brake and he accidentally hits the gas? And there's some little kid right in front of that big ass truck. Boom! You caused this. How the fuck are you concerned for your safety and the safety of others, and you pepper spraying a guy in a truck, and you're just lucky he had his parking brake on? Or what if he would have hit one of those little canisters hard enough, and you have a fucking explosion? I'm sick and fucking tired. Stupid ass race profiling motherfuckers making my career harder for me, and I haven't done shit. I'm getting sick of this shit. There was no excuse for that type of escalated treatment. There was no excuse of the humiliation. And then on top of that, what if he would have had his kid or his wife in there and the pepper spray? You contaminated the whole fucking car. What if somebody had an asthma? Little kid, imagine a little kid getting hit with some pepper spray residue. But because you had to prove a point, because you had to do things that were so gun-ho-ish, you had to go way back. Yeah, his dog. Which is fucked up because, you know, dogs smell 40 times better than humans. So that dog was going through sensory overload like a motherfucker. And from now on, we will not refer to those two jackasses as police officers because they're criminals with badges. Okay? Out of respect for the people who do the job correctly. Such as a couple of people who are listening to my show currently right now. You're right, Mike. They're fucking scared. I'll give you a fucking example of a story of me and Mike where we had a call for two guys selling drugs in the area. See, we did an investigation, called for units for some backup, and found that the guy was a convicted felon and he had a gun underneath the driver's seat. That's what you call quality fucking arrest. That's what you call doing your damn duty. Not making something out of nothing. I'm getting fucking tired of guys like a Mike and other police officers who are frequent listeners to my channel, who are law enforcement, being besmirched because of some idiotic fucking behavior for some dumbasses. I'm getting sick. But yet, when this thing called the Great Faulkner Initiative came out, why do we need more black cops? Each and every goddamn month that's been passing this year alone, I'm looking like one of the smartest motherfuckers on YouTube. But why do we need more cops? Because people empathize with their own. You think if that was some blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy in that uniform, he'd be treated like that? He'd be thanked for his damn service. How many times I've told you, no matter if I'm wearing green or blue, I'm still black. It doesn't change. It doesn't get easier. What did Jay-Z say? It can't be life. There's got to be more. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what it is. You can't even serve your damn country. There's some people complaining about being a service member or being a police officer. When shit, I've been pulled over at gunpoint twice. But you wonder why we get mistreated, because you don't want to take control over your fucking destiny. I've told you many a times the three things black people don't give a damn about. Number one, black boys. Look at your education system. Number two, education. Need I say more? Number three, being the heroes of your own narrative. You still have this savior complex when guess what? Last time I checked, in all your Abrahamic religions, God has always said, you're going to do greater things than I did when I walked the earth. But because you're scared, not a failure, but a success, you don't take control of your destiny. So you're fine with stuff that happened to Lieutenant Nazaro happening all the time. It's business as usual. If that's one of the guys who's one of the best of us, then what the fuck do you think is going to happen to the least of us? You're okay with it. You're okay with somebody who's never met a black person policing you. You're okay with somebody who never had to go through the black struggle or experience policing you. Oh, yeah, Mike. Oh, yeah. Trust me. That field nigga mentality lives strong. You got the same Negroes who will go out of their way and tell you that we don't need more police. We don't need black police. So imagine if he would have pulled out his phone and they think it's a gun, they'd have been shooting the damn pumps. No type of professionalism. There was no imminent threats. There was no danger. You couldn't. I noticed a couple of my viewerships is going down. I'm trying to get to 100. Why is it that if we had some YouTube beef, I get over 120 viewers? But I'm talking about real life, serious things that can save your life. I can't even get past 70. Think about this. The ancestors of whatever the creator name is must have been with him, because that shit could have got ugly. And this isn't somebody they could use the excuse of being a gangbanger, of being a drug dealer, of being a Pookie and a Ray Ray. You're talking about a commissioned officer with a 4-year degree in the medical corps. What's your excuse now? You butter biscuit chasing motherfuckers. I don't give a damn, because last time I checked, my parents taught me some very valuable things. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And that shit was horribly wrong. An abuse of authority, an abuse of power, And they should never even be allowed to work at McDonald's, as far as I'm concerned. Here it is, an officer who's got certain things against him and people complaining about him, and he's doing his job and he's treating people fairly, should have a Bill of Rights to protect him. But now, because you got these racist ass cops out here and the state wants to vote against this shit, where's the officer's protection from false fucking complaints? You're giving the criminal element what they want. Hands off police. And then, oh, we can't forget Virginia. We're one people. No, you're not. I've never seen a country that goes out of its way to preach to you. We're one people, but what you do differently, is this. You go out of your way to mistreat us. You go out of your way to kick us down, and all we want is equity. So guess what? We're gonna go ahead and put and redline you black people in a crime-ridden neighborhood so we can prove the narratives that black people are genetically wired to be criminal. Get that shit. We're going to treat all people the same except blacks. And this was a Hispanic guy with a white guy doing this, by the way. I've said this since January 6th. White people gave you the keys of the kingdom. At that moment, by the sound of my voice, you should have had so many young men and women in the black community apply for law enforcement occupations. Do we need to go and view this tape again? And how grossly negligent these officers were? For some odd reason, we like this suppression. We like it so much, we ask for more of it. You get a bunch of jackasses out there who, for some odd reason, get some badges, get some guns, and they think we're doing an episode of the OK Corral. But the one thing I have to say is this. What if that was your son? Your brother? What if that was your child? Nobody wants to hear that. What if that was your child? What if that was your child? What if that was your cousin? What if that was you? You have Negroes in this YouTube space arguing is the officer in the George Floyd case is innocent. Well, the way you penalize obese cops is tell them to walk 100 meters. But yet, you've done nothing about it. Well, we need police reform. Police reform don't mean shit until you change the look of the officers. You can't even groom your children to police you. Dr. Dunbar, you can't even groom your children to enforce what needs to be enforced. You have become the accomplice to your own destruction, black people. I don't see y'all going to the mayor and city council to say, why can't we get more cops out of our neighborhoods? I've talked to people out of recruiting. They even spoke out about how unfair this was to not recruit black people from the city of Baltimore. Well, they had one little thing on their record. Okay. Number one, they even told the major and all the commissioner, they said, look, this is bullshit. People have their one time in their life they might have tried marijuana. And we're going to penalize that one time they tried it and smoked it and say, hey, they're not fit to be a cop. That makes no sense. As long as they're not addicted to it or have it in their system at the time of coming for the job, and you're getting random piss tests anyway, who cares? But they'll think of everything to keep you out of stuff like this. When people want to talk about true racism, it's not somebody calling you a nigger. It's called the SATs. We can't discriminate openly against someone's race or gender, but we can discriminate if they can't make this test. That's why we give you poor education. That's why we don't give you finance and economics in school, so you can destroy your credit. It's called a credit score. But all you want to do is complain and do nothing about it. Well, see, Mike, the first thing we like to do is like we like to do prayer and hope. But even the Bible tells you prayer without works is useless. Prayer without works is useless. We want to blame each other. You're right, Omega Dreads. We want to blame each other. We want to complain. I had a brother here this morning. Sorry I slept on you guys, but that was some good ass sleep. Hold on for a second. I'm back. And shout out to the Angry Man. You know, he was a guest on there, and it's funny that you heard me being the more bombastic one, and Angry Man was the voice of reason. Funny as hell how things change. You had a brother in there who says, well, we need to formulate and get all these people. I have an initiative. The Bruce Almighty's here. Could you post the initiative again, please? We have an initiative. Why can't you? Will he be hired by another department? Hell no. They see that motherfucker in a uniform, it better be like, please and thank you, come again. And he's lucky. Because I really do think he ought to be criminally charged because that was an assault. That was some assault. And I hope he does get his million. I really do. I really do hope the brother gets his million. Because people are gonna have to learn. People are gonna have to learn. His police career is done. He's done. He is done. And I'm going to tell you, it's very disturbing that a so-called another minority is going to say some shit. My boy Mike said, but fault. It's getting so bad that agencies won't be able to hire people who have good backgrounds. Of course. I don't even think they hire people with bad backgrounds. I think they just hire people who just want to fuck with you, who don't see you as a human, who look at you as something other. And that's disgusting. It's sad and it's disgusting. What happened to democracy? What happened to fair and unbiased police treatment? We're treated as inhuman, but you never see us destroy property. Hold on. But yet, you're gonna get less and less people with sense to get with this career. A nation is only as strong as its protectors. And that wasn't protecting, by the way. That was senseless. That was ill. It was disgusting. It's a goddamn shame to people who honorably serve this nation, both in the military and in law enforcement, all in one fucking video. Now, I'm gonna open it up. Hopefully I get a couple of law enforcement guys. Hopefully I get a couple of veterans, military personnel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Don't forget to like this goddamn thing. I'm gonna open up for a little bit. And by the way, I believe they both should be fired. You didn't stop this guy from doing his wanted bullshit. You didn't even attempt to. You were on it. You were on it. That's a shame. We're just lucky that incidents like this are on film. What if it was a dark area that wasn't as well lit? As soon as they tell him to pull his hands out, they would have lit the car up. Why are we getting these scared ass police scared to do their job correctly? Yes, policing ain't too perfect. You can make mistakes. But what he did was catastrophe. It was catastrophic. No respecting of people. No respecting of their civil rights. First Amendment rights be damned. How many times did he ask to see their supervisor, commanding officer? They failed on that. Because one, as soon as you ask to speak to a supervisor, we have to get the supervisor on scene. When I was the acting sergeant of the day, or OIC, officer in charge, I had to handle complaints made by people. You cut what you're doing and you get your ass out there. They refused to even let the sergeant get out there. And then you threaten a guy that you're going to charge him to ruin his career. You guys need to be in jail for extortion. That's some mobster shit. What's up, James?
What's up, family?
Did you catch this video, man?
Brother Faulkner. I just sent you when you get a chance. I sent you a YouTube cop called 401,
Mm-hmm.
and he broke down his opinion. And what was disturbing, I watched it, and I watched both contexts of the those police officers in VA, and then I listened to another uh YouTuber, the gentleman I just mentioned, and he said in reference to that, you know, Lieutenant Lazario seemed like he was looking to sue the law enforcement agency premeditatedly, um, going through this traffic stop.
Bullshit.
And I sat there, man, and
Was this a white guy or black guy who said
oh, it
this
was a
shit?
white girl. It was a white girl. You'll see. I sent it to you. I'll send you via text.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take a good look at this one when this is over.
Oh yeah, and for me, before I respond, looked at all the comments, and it was like unanimously, it was all white boys who were like, "Yeah, man, 100% facts." And he used some type of case law, um, in reference to. But what this it when I what I got out of this entire scenario was that, one, historically, because we're in the modern day age, that everything has to be recorded, right? It's going live. That what happened back then to many brothers who went through worst case scenarios that we don't even know about, who were probably on that road or maybe similar roads throughout the country and never came back, right? And it just shows um, how disconnected uh, we are in many senses, like, with this whole, America first, respect our vets. But when that vet is, is not Caucasian, it's a totally different fucking experience. Excuse my language. It upset me, man.
It should. What's up, AL? What's up, Art? If y'all want to come up, there's a link. AB as well. What's disturbing is this: no good deed goes unpunished. This is not just an enlisted man. This is a dedicated brother. He's an officer. He's a commander of troops.
I got a question for you, brother Faulkner, after you're done.
Okay. He he's got his window. He's afraid because of a lot of this police shooting shit going on. Reasonably so. Of course, I know the white boys are gonna say that stupid ass rhetoric. What scares me is you got brothers who are trying to justify this shit. You got brothers trying to justify this fucking shit. And you're right, he was being polite. He was being very professional and everything. So why harass him? Hold on. It's funny. You assisting somebody you at work. it's funny how you can be the best of us, and this is what proves it. And thank you, Kentucky and Alberto for the Cash App support.
Woo!
Woo! What's up, AL? It's
What's
funny
good?
how you could be the best of us and still get treated like this.
A
It's
man
funny
in
how
uniform. That's it. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I don't give vets tickets. I'm sorry. Unless it's something that has to be done, I don't give vets tickets. I give them breaks. Why? Because you've done enough for our country. We don't need to harass you.
And brother Faulkner, I got two questions for you.
Go ahead.
First, as you said, like you done enough for this country, right? And isn't it true that it's like and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is the first question. It's not that it's very difficult to actually get into the military. Am I right or wrong? In some senses, through MEPS and going through all you know, the medical and just what I mean, just through that
That's a,
process.
that's a fucking process, dude. That's hours, 12 hours. Okay, J Rock. Let's see what this. Excuse me for a minute, James.
Hmm.
J Rock says that lieutenant should have complied. People need to watch the full video. Go to the Officer Tatum's video and it shows the full thing and the aftermath, and they apologize that they still want to sue.
Officer Tatum's not relevant, man. He been whatever he's not relevant.
Let me put it to you this
Man,
way. I'm
bro,
waiting for I'm waiting for I'm waiting for a guy like Officer Tatum to come to my page. So I could tell you, see, number one, I'm tired of Tatum. I'm tired of Mr. Fraggle Rock and people like them justifying bullshit.
straight up bullshit.
Straight up bullshit. There is no fucking way you could come out of your goddamn mouths with any goddamn sense and tell me, number one, he should have complied. He was complying.
And he was well within his rights of the law to ask questions. Why am I being pulled over? They ignored him.
See,
What am I
see, I'm
being
a,
detained for? They ignored him.
see. I'm gonna tell you, motherfuckers like you. Here's the fuck. Matter of fact, you know what? Bring your ass up here.
Please, J.
Bring your
Yeah,
Rock.
ass up
please,
here and
please
tell me
do.
how the hell he wasn't fucking complying. Because what
He
you said
begged.
was some of the most moronic shit that I've ever heard in my life.
People like that make me sick, Charles. They act like people don't have constitutional rights. Okay, yes, he was being pulled over. Yeah, okay. He wanted to go somewhere where it was lit up because he knows from years of studying this society and how police respond to people of color. Hey, let me get somewhere where it's lit. So if anything goes on, if people can see me, they can see the police, they can see this interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And bro,
And he was well within his right.
and
But
Falk, I'm sorry.
that cop, I'm sorry, bro. Let me finish. That cop, that young cop, I have to make point of some things. He called this stop in as a high risk stop because he couldn't see what the dealership 9 times out of 10 normally does for their customers. They ask the customers when they first purchase a vehicle, do you want those paper tags on the back of the bumper, or do you want them taped to the inside of the glass for the sake of you not losing it? Because some people in some states, there ain't enough to go try to steal your paper plates off your car and use them as their own. And Charles knows what I'm talking about. So he probably went for the latter, asked the dealership, tape it to the window on the inside. Yes, the vehicle was tinted. Okay, once you got to a lit up place and there's an officer, instead of you going in full bore, if you would have just took 10 seconds to analyze the situation, look at this vehicle and see, oh, it does have paper plates. Okay, let me de-escalate. Because you were telling everybody through dispatch like this car was stolen and he was evading you. This man was traveling at a normal rate of speed, and once he seen that you had him in his sights, this man maintained his speed and went to somewhere lit up a convenience store. This man got out of his vehicle, gun drawn, a young rookie. I could tell he was young rookie. And Charles, I don't know if you critiqued this video like I did. they were showing this man's hands shaking behind that gun,
Yeah,
shaking.
they were.
And that's when I got scared. I was like, oh, this one right here, he don't even, he shouldn't even be on the force. You shaking that badly. You know you have backup because you know backups with you. Why are you still in high gear mode like you about to lose your life?
But once you realize that you could see his tag, which you were going to pull him over for, that was not an original stop. That's not a felony stop, by the way.
At all.
Car's not stolen. You didn't see them commit a homicide and get away. You didn't see them kidnap anybody.
You didn't see him in the act of committing a crime, trying to commit a crime, or attempting to commit a crime. So when that officer said you're under arrest, you're detained with no ground.
But
No
notice
ground.
what he said. He changed his speech up because he couldn't arrest him. You're under arrest. I mean, detained.
But what are you detaining him for? You still didn't even properly articulate what you were detaining when he asked over 3 times by law, what am I being stopped for? What am I being stopped for? What is the problem?
Well,
They refused to answer any of those questions. They were just barking out orders. And this is what makes it crazy, what white society doesn't realize. We had two, three different officers at the time, 2 that was in our presence in the camera's eyes, barking out different orders. Now, Officer Charles, you are officer of the law.
Mm-hmm.
How did that appear on the other side from you looking at it? 2 different officers barking at a person of color.
Number one. Number one, you got to realize this. This is the reason why when you have a stop, especially a so-called felony stop, one person does the damn talking to lessen the confusion. You already have a high tense situation. You just need one person. I'm still waiting for you, J-Rock. Get your ass up here. You want to talk all that Brandon Tatum shit? You want to talk all that bullshit? You want to talk about a motherfucker who wants some brother biscuits, don't you? I'm tired of you motherfuckers trying to throw some Brandon Tatum and some Cynthia G like I don't cut heads off of dragons. I'm going to tell you one thing. Duncan McCloud ain't got shit on me.
Don't forget Jessica X's lapdog.
Oh, yeah. You talk about Mr. Fraggle Rock.
And of course, he came out and said, I agree with the police.
I bet you his dumb ass agrees with this shit. But go ahead, James.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because you in the military, and I've trained with military. I shoot a lot of military vets, SF guys, right? And one of the things and correct me if I'm wrong, even in hostile situations, right, in military in confinement, right, if you actually draw your weapon or have as the under some type of negligence, right, can you be court-martialed or held highly accountable?
You could be held accountable for that shit.
Okay.
Because number one, you're responsible for every goddamn round that comes out of that. And that person feels threatened. You just threatened this motherfucker, man. So you got to realize this guy is trying to figure out, why did you stop me and why are guns out? Why?
I'm about to light you up.
And then you're making reference to him about you're about to tease him and making light of it. Like, you don't know if this guy came from serving over in a foreign country where he's seen people.
PTSD, anything. Charles, you know, he could have been suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder after a tour. Don't even know that officer of the law. Don't even know if he said 1 tour, 2 tours, 3 tours, 4. How many tours? He don't know if that man has got underlying shell shock syndrome disorder just laying underneath, and just that little incident could have triggered it, and he could have went full-fledged Rambo on their punk asses. One was out of shape and one was a rookie, and the one that was out of shape, he was doing everything and he could to grab everything on his Batman body belt to try to hurt this man. First with the pepper spray, first with the taser gun, then with the pepper spray, and then with the weak ass knee kicks that couldn't even take down a soldier of honor.
Charles,
so let me answer this question real quick.
Okay.
So does the military have more accountability than police officers legally? Is that what's being said? No.
No.
What's being said is you have one officer, you have one person in the military who did everything right, and you had two law enforcement officers who did everything wrong.
And
Look, hold on. I know you're trying to get some shit. No, I don't agree with the officer. What the officer did, of course, but I'm not with a cop with a gun being drawn. Calm down. You see what the problem? I'm on your side, bro. Like, dude.
no, you're not.
Oh boy.
No, you're not, bro.
Trying to clean it up. Hey, at first he was out with the rah rah.
No.
He
I
was
want you to come up here. You tell me. I could give you two people in here. I could give you Josh or Mike on this goddamn paddle, and they could tell you. I don't even have to say it because you never know who's in my fucking channel. And you just insulted. You just insulted a bunch of fucking cops, man.
He just told everybody in this chat through typing it. He said that lieutenant was wrong. He should have complied. That's what he started off with. Now he moving the goalposts. Nah, I don't agree with y'all.
I mean, not even just the cuck could kick through that shit.
Charles, can I do it to him? Can I do it to him, Charles?
Go ahead.
Getting all the emotion over
here. One more time. Do it again. One more time for the congregation. Yeah, buddy.
You know what? The super constable of my channel has given you an ultimatum. You got 1 minute to join the panel, or you're gonna be banned for about 300 seconds to 3,000 seconds, man. Because you need to explain what the hell you're talking about, because it's awfully confusing.
Who is this again?
J-Rock.
J-Rock, okay.
Once he mentioned Brandon Tatum, that eliminates the conversation for you to elaborate on yourself, Mr. Taylor.
You're gonna have to explain yourself because yeah, Josh, you gotta think. If I had you a mic on, I really want to see what he had the three wise men up here of law enforcement. What the fuck could he tell us? Just like the Mr. Fraggle Rock, Mr. Not Fantastic at all, tried to tell me, oh, there's the link. Click it. Click the link. Somebody post the link again for him. Number one, well, these guys are more seasoned than you. Who the fuck's more seasoned than a Baltimore cop?
Nobody.
Within 6 months, we handle more than people have done. A majority of cops in America done in 10 to 20 years.
Wow.
Like imagine this. I had to handle a commercial armed robbery and a homicide in 1 day. Some of us had to handle 20 fucking calls depending on the district.
Damn.
And that's just 1 day. Some police in Baltimore handle that much. So you
do they have like therapists after that though? Like a therapist after they handle
like you're right, Josh. Josh said he couldn't tell us shit. That dude couldn't lace our goddamn boots. And Mike could tell you the same shit. There are some days we're running and literally gunning where we don't even eat. And God forbid you got a last minute call or arrest. That's an extra time you're doing on the street. Like people keep like we're more seasoned. You ain't got, and that's why I can't respect certain motherfuckers in these YouTube streets. You got to argue with Rodney, a goddamn ER nurse who was telling us about COVID before they have a name for it, and you got more experience than him. Well, my medical experience is CPR.
I got certified first aid.
Look what Mike said. He said, and Mike said, you know what? I would come on, but I'm assisting a young man who got assaulted. Meaning, you got an officer who actually honorably does his job. Instead of assaulting people, he actually tries to help people. Okay, J-Rock, you on here. So please explain what... Go ahead, J-Rock. You got the floor. Please explain this Brandon Tatum stuff because I look at Tatum with a side eye anyway. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself to listen to this.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm about to hop off. I'll see you later, Charles.
All right, man. You got to turn your YouTube feed off. Okay, now please explain what you were saying in the chat.
Okay, yes, I went and seen the video. Uh, how do I do that? Okay.
You got to go to
Hello?
YouTube and
Can you
turn
hear
it
me?
off. We can hear you, but you got to go to YouTube and turn YouTube off because
Oh,
Yeah, just
okay.
clear it out. Just X out all the open panels that you have.
Hello?
You know how to do that?
yeah,
Is that
you're
it?
good.
Yeah, you're
We
good.
can hear
Okay.
you.
All right. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I am subscribed to you, Officer Faulkner, man. It's good to hear from you. But no, what I was just saying was when I seen the full video, yes, I agree with you guys. That officer was way too aggressive. But actually seeing further down on the video, the first cop, he was actually going to tell him once he stepped out the car, like, hey, I really couldn't see your license, the display of your license, which was in the right corner of the guy's vehicle, which was pretty dark. But if he would have, just went ahead and complied and got out, he would have said it and be on out his way. But yes, I do agree with you guys. That second cop was way too aggressive.
The
It
thing
I
shouldn't have
have
is,
happened.
pushback.
you got to
I have
realize
pushback.
this. You got to realize one. Why would I got to step out the vehicle if you pulled me over for a tag? You see the tag, you have no reason to pull me over anymore.
And he had the
Right,
gun
but
drawn.
he said he couldn't hardly see the tag because that window it was tinted, and I couldn't
So
hardly
once he
see it at
pulled into
first.
that
But
convenience
until
store,
the light,
he got
a particular light on the cop car, actually kind of dimmed down, you can see it, but it's very hard to actually
But
see it.
at the same time, when he's calling out a felony car stop, was there a robbery?
It was no crime, crime being committed.
So when you got to realize when there's no crime being committed and you're
Okay.
giving false narratives on the radio, what does a felony stop sound to other cops on that radio?
Kick his ass.
That's going to be a, oh shit, we need to get there right now.
Right.
Guns out.
it sounds very high risk, and they have their guards up, and they go into the scene shielded and ready to defend versus analyze a situation. Their guards are up. When that call was sent out, that call was sent out in malice and with ill intent. There's no way. All right, like Charles said, the car was not stolen. Just because it had no tags on it, you shouldn't have reported that vehicle as a felony, stolen vehicle. You had no right. No call was made before that said it's a felony, it's a stolen vehicle out here. So how you just go drum that up? That's
And
mistake
then
number one, the biggest
and then
mistake of
on top
all.
of that, you don't fucking pepper spray a person in the driver's seat of a vehicle. We don't
For
know
asking questions.
if we don't know if the guy's scared. Your first thing is to try to calm the situation down.
Right.
All right,
Not
sir. Even
intent.
if I gotta be like, okay, dude, go to the other side of the car, cover me,
Mm-hmm.
in case he
Correct.
does have a gun or whatever. I would tell him, keep your hands out the window. I'll open the vehicle. I'll open the vehicle. I'll guide you out.
Right. Of course.
it, it's
I'll
it's
guide you out.
it's it's a little bit.
See how
Look,
simple
man.
that sounds
But
coming
we
from a
have
black peace officer.
there's a
That's
there's a
the
thing
crazy shit to me.
there's a thing
You
What's
called,
see
up,
how
Captain?
yo, what's going on, Officer Charles? Look, there's a thing called economy of force where you use
Mm-hmm.
the appropriate amount of force for that reaction. So let's say,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if I was on my tank and I shot a man with a rifle with the 120 millimeter smoothbore cannon, the military will send me to jail. So the
Forever.
problem with that cop was that cop took a situation that was so minute and he escalated it through the roof. Right? Like it didn't need, like, all that energy that dude had for that circumstance wasn't required at all. And for that lieutenant, he was right, because for that lieutenant, that dude potentially could have shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because
you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not a police officer, but again, I've done similar things in Iraq and whatever, and that dude was just off the chain. And I think, again, like, I don't. The
and
issue
sad dog,
is that
just to give some context, let people know about your military background and your rank and your position there, if you could
okay.
give them.
Yeah, I'm a retired Army captain, and I was an armor officer, a cavalry officer. So I was a tank platoon leader and a scout platoon leader as well. So tank platoon leader on the Abrams, scout platoon leader on a Bradley fighting vehicle. And dog, man, like just
Salute.
listen, when we patrolled the streets of Iraq, quote and unquote, keeping law and order, nobody was that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was that elevated, even in a war zone.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I'm
you
saying?
got to realize that when I was on QRF, see, when people want to talk about your asshole getting puckered and the good old Captain Sandog would tell you, when you feel the heat of an AK round or that 7.62 blow by your face, that's a coming to Jesus moment or Allah moment.
Facts.
Well,
And that's a situation. Yeah, I'm gonna be very high up and I'm about to let the 50 cal roar. But a car stopped to a lieutenant in the medical corps, and I guessed right, man. I was as good as I was when it comes to lottery numbers. He didn't have the aggression of like an infantry officer or you know.
Because he started with asking questions.
He asked the questions.
He tried to use
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
and rag.
Yeah,
He tried
because
to use
a
reason and
combat
rationale
arms
when they
officer
did
would
not
have
even use
responded
any form
very
of logic.
differently to that.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah,
well,
and I'm looking at it because when I'm listening to guys like Brandon Tatum, Mr. Stragtastic, and others, stop initiating that these guys are automatically wrong and investigate the whole incident from its entirety. You could have said, you know what, we sorry, oh, hey, you know what, I thought you had a tag. It happened to me. I couldn't see the person's tag. Oh, you got a tag. Even though it's not in the normal tag spot, I'm not going to give you a fucking ticket or a repair order to put a paper tag. One of my ex-girlfriends had her paper temporary tag stolen off her car. So she put it in the window. I'm not going to do that. That's reasonable to me. As long as you got some identifying license plate in your vehicle, cool.
Brother Charles, and this is why I asked that question earlier, right? So just to give a better context, that I don't think a lot of brothers understand, man. Like, and just talking to guys, vets, and just people really get busy, right? Especially the whole Afghan Iraq stuff. The military does not play no games when you actually let them guns fly without actually imminent threat. You know what I'm saying? And I think what a lot of these, again, a particular group of cops, right? They get it really. They think they're in Iraq, and they think that rules and regulations don't apply.
I'm gonna answer that in the truest form I can. I'm not racist. I love people who love me regardless of their race, but I love my people. I have friends of different nationalities. I have friends of different races. I have friends who are same sex. I'm going to tell you something. The issue is that we could go into the Gray Faulkner Initiative if we like. This is what happens when you have somebody who sympathize with you, but not empathize with you. Sympathy comes from the word pity. Empathy means I actually feel what you're going through. When you have a cop who understands how it is to be a black person in America, they're not going to be as quick usually to try to harass or contain you without lawful constraints. Meaning, if there's a legal traffic stop, yes, I'm going to stop you. If you commit a crime or about to commit a crime or had commit a crime, I'm going to stop you and arrest you if I can. So when you look at a guy like that or a female, because we do have female officers, you can't say they're being prejudiced, they're being fair. They're being egalitarian, as a matter of fact, because they're giving you the equal treatment they would give anybody else. But here it is, you got a guy in full uniform. Full uniform.
Who knows better?
who's acting like a professional, which all three parties should be, but only one is being a professional. And to pepper spray this man in his vehicle, what if it was just his foot? Like, you're not being responsible. You're being angry. You should comply. I am complying.
He never not complied. He never not complied. He was
not a hostile threat.
He was well
Like,
within his right to ask questions, and they never did answer.
And then when he asked for a supervisor, guess what he did, Captain? Was that supervisor given on scene?
Yeah.
And you're a former commanding officer. When somebody asks to see the captain because of some shit that's going down with one of your subordinates, what do you got to do come rain, sleet, hail, and snow?
I got to look into it.
Call him up.
I have to look into it, and I have to launch an investigation.
And the same thing goes for police supervisors.
So, do you know whenever I'm pulled over, I ask, the first thing I ask is, what are you pulling me over for? And if I detect any form of hostility or flack from the officer of the law, the public servant, you know what I do? I tell them to his face, I'm terminating your weak-ass interview, and I'm requesting multiple supervisors on the scene right now. I don't want your supervisor, because your boss will cover for you. I want multiple, because when multiple supervisors are there, watch how your supervisor treats you. He's no longer your buddy.
And then here comes Mike White, who's been a police officer, actually, probably a little longer than me, about a year before me, because he was a cadet. He said internal affairs need to start doing undercover operations involving car stops and calls. Oh, yeah.
Big fact.
And this is the part that, you know, when internal affairs actually need to do their goddamn job. Okay? Because if I'm driving down the street and you're harassing me and you don't know I'm a cop, and everybody see me out of uniform, I'm just as normal as any black guy you see in an urban environment. So you're pulling me over because, oh, this guy, he's a big, scary guy, and I've done nothing to threaten you, but you're pulling a gun on me. What does that say about you? What does that say about your psychological profile?
His idiosyncrasies and insecurities are at an all-time low. And his masculine nature isn't masculine at all. Because
exactly.
You don't have to exude masculinity in order to have it present. You can be as silent as you need to be and just walk within your masculinity, and it will ooze out of you. And most people see it within us, but they see it. The opposition sees it as a detriment, or that's the enemy's strength. So I got to subdue it by any means necessary.
And there's no reason for you to be, well, I'll say this. There are going to be some tensions in calls, because some calls are going to make you feel, put the hair on the back of your neck and standing still anyway. But once you know it's
in that call, it made that older officer's hair stand up on the back of his neck. That I understand. That's why I said earlier, Charles, that rookie was dead in the wrong with the way he made that call and could treat it as a felony stop.
I'll put it to you this way, bro. I'll put it to everybody in the panel and everybody in the chat. If I'm pulling over a goddamn officer in a vehicle, this is the easiest car stop I will ever have.
You can
They'd be like, huh?
I said, you can go home in peace.
Yeah, this is a very peaceful day. It's fucked up. If I'm pulling over somebody in full gear, let's say I'm pulling over a guy like Sandogging while he was a captain or lieutenant, and I'm like, wait a minute, where you serve? Iraq? What part? Such and such. Oh yeah, shit, we might have worked together. The crazy part about it is we would have spent another 15, 20 minutes talking about old stories in the military.
Facts.
Then try to arrest you. I just don't get the shit. You're like, for real? Oh, man, you should be a member of the VWF up here. Oh, for real? Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, facts.
Charles, I have a question.
The VFW.
So, with all this going on, what do you think is going to happen with the department after, with this video, like what's going to happen internally, politically? Like, is
New
everybody going to go through this heat check now? Because
new policies are going to be invoked, because when the department makes a policy, it's not to cover you, it's to cover their ass, because they can leave you to the wolves. Number one, it's like I said to Mr. Stragtastic. Well, that self-defense taxes, he knows more. No, he doesn't. Because if you notice that technique about putting your knee on somebody's back or neck, why is 90% of the departments in the United States banning and prohibiting that shit?
have done studies and case reports on it.
But I don't know my shit. Trust me. And I had to tell him, first of all, Maryland's one of the toughest states to be a cop. If you have the certifications here in Maryland, you pretty much can be a cop anywhere, because they know that you're held to such a high standard of learning and training. We teach other fucking jurisdictions, okay? So when you actually on such a high, think about it. Your fucking rookie who got 6 months on the street probably handled more than most 90% of the jurisdictions in America in 10 years. You're bound to see a homicide within your first 3 months. So what's going to happen is you're going to have new policies that those chiefs and commissioners are going to reinstate some policies, and they're going to rewrite policies to try to avoid situations like this, to approach them differently. So you're going to, just like when we had Freddie Gray, notice you start seeing cameras in the back of the wagons that run as long as that car is running. And 15 minutes after you take it out, you turn it off. So I think 15 to 30 minutes off, you start seeing. So guess what? You start having new procedures that if somebody says they want to see a medical, they need a medic, or they need to go to the hospital, you play the game and you take them. You start seeing new things being invoked. You're going to start seeing the lawyers and the people who make the policies and different laws go enact, where you can be held liable without the departmental backing.
Okay.
So this is game-changing shit. So when I kept... go ahead, Sandra.
No, Charles, I just wanted to ask the question that, because, when I watched the video, the younger dude, once he saw that guy in uniform, he got sober real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The other guy, he got sober. Like I said, he got sober real quick, and he seemed reluctant, right? I guess to calm the other dude down who had all the high energy. But what happens when you have a collision like this between a city municipality and one that's federal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's funny is that, let's say because we had to arrest some soldiers before who were, it's funny. I was a little pissed, not like homeboy, but I was pissed for a different reason. It was 7 a.m. and I didn't have breakfast, and we had a car stop, and I'm like, lights and sirens on. It was the middle of 2700 block of Greenmount. The two soldiers were knocked out cold, but you could see the crack cocaine right there in the middle of the in the little console. So I literally go in the car, reach out. That's how out they were. And I wake the guy up. Hey, how you doing? I was like, yeah, what's going on? And he brings out his green card. Everybody know what a green card is your ID. At least that's how it was back then when I came in. That tells you how much we showing our age now.
Yeah. Also, you were there before the beautiful white cat card.
Oh yeah, we were. But that's how you know you're an old soldier, if you're before the cap cards. I had a cap card as well, but you're an old soldier if you were there with the green cards.
Facts. I was there too. Facts.
Showing your age, man. We showing our age, and it's funny because he was showing his ID, and I'm like, dude, we had to call his commander. And this is some shit that you try not to get into. Like, can we give you breaks? Yeah, but if you get locked up and it's something heinous enough where you got to stay, your commander has to come down and be responsible for you. And
And that's
guess
the
what?
last time I told you.
Sometimes that commander is gonna say you're gonna have to stay and fry for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about it, hey, what's up, Mike V? If you want to come up on here, hey Bruce, can you send Mike V to chat if he wants to come up there? Thank you, man. Let's give a shout out to Bruce Almighty. Moderator extraordinaire. And
Hey,
One love, bro.
Woo to the Bruce, man.
because Bruce be
I
having
want,
them sniper rifles on deck on these in these chats. Go ahead.
yeah, I want to say something. The biggest thing of it is all led down to it. The officer didn't do his job. You know, that's the whole
Yep.
point of view to
Yep.
kind of see what's going on, assess the situation before you escalate it. All he had to do was just
Say that part again for the Negroes in the back who can't hear.
assess the situation before he actually escalated it. It was easy. All he had to do was come to the car. Most officers, they keep their hand on their gun, they clip tight just in case something goes south. But the thing of it is, it's just a missing tag. Nice new car. I'm gonna come up, approaching the car, figuring out what's going on. Once I see the officer in uniform, okay, what's going on? Okay, might mistaken identity, or maybe it was, even if the car's stolen, he don't know it's stolen. I'm gonna give him the benefit of that because why? He's a military man. So let's just say if I don't even think like that, I just come to the car and I'm asking him where's the tag. All he says is, well, the tag's in the back. Let me see your license. We already know the car is new or it's not registered or something like that. So let's go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and see what this paperwork looking like. Okay, good to go, sir. Make sure you get a
Mm-hmm.
tag for that. Oh, it's in the window. I didn't see that. Have a nice day. Simple as
Mm-hmm.
that.
And guess what he would have got if
Dude,
he was a white boy.
you
Oh
know how
man, nice
good
truck.
that is?
Nice truck. Yeah, by the way, thank you for your service. And he
Yeah,
would have told you
Exactly.
that
see,
he would have
Always.
told you and he would have told you the same.
see, that was too much like right though, bro. That called what you just described calls for having a brain, using it, allowing it to think, assess, analyze. But what they did was number one, like I told Charles, the wiki made a mistake calling it in as a felony. He hyped everybody else up by doing it instead of just, all right, you could have hit them trucks and berries, pulled them over, and just
And,
said, okay, let me check and assess the situation.
and you know,
But no,
you know what, AL, I hate to cut you off, but you know what you just made me think of this? That fucking senior officer should have came down and been like, man, this guy's a fucking soldier, dude. Come on.
thank you. Just like that. And you could tell the older officer was fat, out of shape, and looked like he really never served in the military, let alone. I'm looking at him like, how did your fat ass get on the force? How did you get on the force? Why y'all don't have PC? Because this don't
And
make no
Miss
sense.
and Jeremy
Those are
Campbell,
years,
thank you for
years of
and Mr.
donuts.
Campbell, thank you for your
Yeah,
Cash
I
App
said, even
support.
those years of
Thank you.
donut, Dunkin' Donuts and coffee on his body. Because you see how he came to the situation like, well, I'm going to light you up. You going to get a shot of this lightning. Okay.
And look what Dude 580 said. That also screwed up his career over something that could be so simple. Shaking my head. You damn right. And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because there's many a times, even with guys who had a suspended license. Look, I don't feel like arresting you. I don't feel like ticketing you right now. Now, if you're being a smart ass, I'm gonna give you all the tickets in the book. I'm gonna give you a whole Bible to take with you. But you being cool, I'm gonna let you work it out because it could be some shit with child support, which is bullshit. It could be something that that could be a misunderstanding. Okay, I'm gonna give you the chance to call a family member to come with a valid license to come pick up you in the car because I could tow your car. I could do, but I'm giving you the options. But see, what happens is you get the phony tough and the crazy brave. Why do we need to go this hard? Frankie Beverly even said in the song, "Why must it be this way?"
Can I also say something too about that situation where you had an arts panel?
I
I
appreciate it,
mean,
J Rock. Thank
Um,
you for the cash app.
you got to
speak
look
on it,
at it
King.
like this. A lot of guys, you know, let's just say for instance, let's just be upfront. This guy's already he served. I think Mr. Fantastic he served Air Force or whatever. To the extent
Navy.
procedures, how
Hmm.
whatever, yeah, because you know how things go. Procedures.
Hmm.
And the whole situation, it's like every single turnaround this guy gets, he's always shaming or pointing the finger at black people. And like I told Art, I said, you got to understand, in certain small towns, you have people doing two things: either getting out that town, or staying there and being a career, you know, citizen to their county. You know, because basically, a lot of them that want to move up, they go to the big city or they go to the military. Those are the only two ways of getting out,
Mhm.
and preferably, a lot of them go to the military because there's no other option. If you're not going to school, you're not going to the big city because you have to spend more money, and the country is cheaper. You know, land is cheap, rent is cheap, everything is somewhat cheaper there. You go
Mhm.
towards the city, you're gonna have to spend more money. So the only other option is going into the military, setting some type of standard in which you get a steady flow of money income coming in. Now a lot of those guys who do that, this is their main thing. When they make it out, they want to shit on everybody else. Because you have
Mhm.
those type of guys that are raised to say, we're different black people. You know, the black people
Mhm.
that either was in the town we're from, they're stupid. They're the whole term of deaf, dumb, and blind because they don't know what it is to be a privilege to, stand in this society and deal with these people. Damn,
What they
dude,
say?
putting all these
I'm not
people.
black. I'm OJ.
Exactly. And you have those guys that do that, man, and it's a shame. It's
I'm
a
not
Yeah,
black.
shame,
it
I'm
man.
is.
tiger.
I got another question for you, brother Farman.
Oh yeah, keep them coming. Thank
So,
you all for making this a hot subject.
um, where does the military stand at this point, seeing this footage? Like, do JAG? I mean, if I'm correct, if do JAG officers, if I'm saying it correctly, get involved? Because this is like, this is like a fine line. You know what I mean?
Well, JAG officers is usually going to come in when it is something that's under the UCMJ, the Unified Code of Military Law,
Okay,
and he's going to have what he have already, and he's smart enough getting as a civilian lawyer because he was, and even though he had his uniform, he was in the confines of being a civilian.
gotcha.
He was so his civil rights, his civilian rights, and his first and fourth degree rights were violated.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Now, if this would have happened while he was on duty, and let's say he's working, maybe, but he still could also have a civilian lawyer
But you know,
because
MPs aren't this
Let me
goofy though,
let me
Officer
piggyback off of that
Charles.
one second.
okay.
Uh,
Oh, say that
Let
again.
me, let me
I said,
piggyback
Hold
you
up,
off
know,
of
AL.
MPs aren't
We
this
got
goofy though.
yeah, because MPs are gonna be held under that UCMJ very quickly. Oh, that's the little
Yeah,
one, huh? Huh, Sando? Hello,
yeah.
little girl, little princess. I can tell her she like her daddy. She got the voice.
So, check this out.
Yes,
This
sir.
is where I commend the lieutenant. He said, screw suing the town, screw suing the city. I'm going after you two officers personally.
hmm What she
They
should.
acted outside the color of law. Period, point blank.
What she should. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why in Baltimore you had a field training officer. Usually in most departments you have a field training officer to get you comfortable. Like, look, first thing when they give me a rookie, I get them walking and we go to stores and we talk to people. Get used to it. You never know who in this store may be the person to call or to come out and save your life. You're in an accident. I'm fighting with a suspect. It was some old lady who I helped, call for more units. I remember my car was stuck on ice. It was a lady and her nephews coming out, pushing the vehicle for me because her daughter was going through an issue with a scumbag who she broke up with, saying that I'm gonna come over to your house. And I said, you come over to this house, you're gonna be in a wheelchair leaving out. Leave these people alone. But they were like, oh man, he never called again. Thank you. They were like, oh man, you're the officer that helped my cousin. You never know. See, a lot of people never have that humanity. A lot of these people think they're above the law and some Steven Seagal shit. You're not.
That's a fact.
You're not.
They grew up watching too much PJ Hooker
Yeah.
and all the other TV shows that was on.
Texas
You
Ranger.
know,
Yeah, the
Man, a
walking
Walker
ticket.
Texas Ranger, they just figure, all right, this is what it
MacGyver.
takes to be a superhero. I'm gonna just get a badge and I'm gonna be a superhero. Don't understand it. You got to go out and work amongst the community. And at the end of the day, the community is over you, public servant. It's your job to make sure the community is orderly, but yet and still the community is over you. You're not over the community.
You got to realize you got to enforce some shit. And I'm glad you said that because the power comes from the mayor, just like the power of the military comes from the president. But at the same time, the president answers to the people, and the mayor answers to the people. So in direct lineage, even though you have authority over the citizens still have authority over you, which is a very symbiotic relationship. And we tend to forget that in law enforcement because they get a lot of jaded. They treat people like as soon as you get a call, this person's automatically a criminal. No, sometimes there's a misunderstanding. And instead of slowing your ass down and apologizing, this motherfucker would have had a nice retirement. But no, you had to be the dickhead to go above and beyond dickheadery, and get into your dickheadness.
Top flight
And
superhero, super cop #1 looking ass. He about to lose his job. He
That's
about to
why I
lose
wish.
his job. He about to
That's why I
lose
wish
his
Jack.
job
That's why I wish
for
Jack
fucking
Reacher was
with the
real.
military.
yeah,
Because Jack Reacher would have came in there and kicked his ass.
and think about this, right? Think about this. You're doing what's unlawful. You're doing unlawful, and you're basically doing an unlawful detainment and arrest. You knock the guy down. You take him down in handcuffs. He can't see. Why pepper spray somebody in the vehicle when one, there's a hazard, that there's a chance he doesn't have the parking brake on.
Right.
It's in park. Anything.
Yeah, and then you don't know who else is in that car.
Or we don't know if he has a medical condition. Allegedly.
Okay, and what happened to the old? What happened to the old saying? You do not mess with people who wear glasses. That man had on glasses. Why did you even have to pepper spray him? Most people who wear glasses, for the most part, are docile because they know their biggest weakness is once those glasses get knocked off, their vision is impaired. You're not supposed to hit a man with glasses on.
And
I got
then,
another.
I know Sandog, he left. He probably had to tend to his little girl. Go ahead. What's the question?
Yeah. So by seeing this footage come out, by seeing this footage come out, does this send like a heat check to all cops in all departments? Because now policy.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: any cop that's worth his shit is ashamed of them motherfuckers being police.
I would hope so.
Okay, they're ashamed of those people being police. What's up, village arsonists? They're ashamed of those people bringing their livelihood down. See, now what you have done was you made the honorable cop's job that much more dangerous.
Gotcha.
Of course, it's like, God damn, why the fuck did you do all that stupid shit? Most cops say they would have been like, all right, you're in the military. Oh shit. All right. I didn't see your tag at first, but now I see it. Cancel my car stop. It's like I told you, if like Sad Dog agreed, we'd have been chatting it up about military shit for about 10 minutes. There's no reason, and when you're talking about, there's no reason it should have went that far. And when you look at it, even if there was a mistake, no apologies. You're talking about. I just read the goddamn article where they're saying if you tell anybody about this, we'll charge you with everything to ruin your military career. That's extortion.
Yes, sir.
You should be fired among that. That's
Charles,
actually.
Charles, we got niggas working in IT talking shit about building fucking Wakanda, and saying they can't keep up with the government. On the other end, we got niggas trying to be super Negroes, trying to build their own little kingdom in America, talking about, oh, they're gonna just let me do it. What?
No, it's a damn shame
How
that
you
you're only
feel,
19.
CEO?
It's a damn shame that it's a damn shame that you're 19 and you're smarter than people 2 or 3 times your age. It's a goddamn
Grown ass
shame.
man, and I'm less emotional too. Soft
Less
ass
emotional. I like to call motherfuckers like that Toll House. You know, like the cookies. You know, Toll House, just soft. As soon as you get them, no resistance, just soft as shit and chewy.
Just soft.
And it's funny because you got dudes like that. Well, we don't need anybody else. Nigga, we need a plan. Okay, read the initiative. Read the initiative. Like, you calling us gay because we don't agree with you. See? And this is the reason why
niggas and hoes though.
Yeah, but this is the reason why shit like that happens to black men to this day. Because you have no fucking pliable, no fucking tangible answers. I've said this for 6 years, hell 7 if you want to count it when I was on Brian Snow's show. If you want to change the culture of police, you have to become it. There ain't no fucking policies. There ain't nothing more that's going to take more effect till you get more of us who understand our plight in those fucking districts and precincts.
I mean, even that dude, even his God Valdez told him that shit. He was real submissive and in check with that nigga.
Oh yeah,
he had all types of men for us, but he was real cute with that nigga. That was his daddy.
Yeah, all due respect, Valdez. I'm like, God damn, my nigga, a while ago you fuck everybody in the chair, but not Valdez.
You know,
and everything. And
it's funny because
one more time to disrespect any man up in here. He was like, oh,
what he said, I want to harvest without y'all or some shit like that.
Yeah, like I had to warn this nigga. My foot might be in a boot, but my other foot gonna be in your ass in a minute.
Yeah.
I said, don't let the professionalism.
Was talking big shit from Kansas.
Yeah, yo. So I'm gonna cuss you out and buy now, though. Buy now, but I'm gonna cuss you out. Come on, man.
But you convincing us that you have a solution for us. Why would somebody like a Dr.
We gonna
Johnson
follow you, my nigga? Like, the fuck?
See, that's that narcissism shit that, you know, Mr. Fraggle Rock and CEO of Nothingness follow this indoctrination. And see, have you ever noticed these fucking narcissistic jackasses? They will never make streams talking out against injustice. Hell, I'm a goddamn cop, and you have cops who can't. You have military personnel, veterans, and cops speaking against this bullshit. But you never see those. You never see those Negroes say shit.
And you risking your life just by speaking on this subject matter. Ain't no telling what kind of trolls you got or your job. There's no freaking telling what you go through when you get off YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That is my personal. That is me, yo, because I'm getting trolls at a low level.
He said he didn't make. He said he didn't make money from the white man, and he's untouchable, basically. But they're not going to do nothing to him, though. But a veteran can get pulled over and maced in the face, though. But they're not going to do nothing to you, IT man. My nigga, get out of here, bro.
It's idiocy. It's idiocy because, number one, most people who are in IT get their grants from the fucking government who want to be in the state-of-the-art fucking fields. So if you're not connected to the government, what good are you? Because you're going to need those fucking grants and scholarships from them.
And private industry isn't giving their money away to any old body.
And that's fine, but he was acting like he wasn't making. He was fronting like he wasn't, though. Nigga fronting like he better than the rest of us and shit.
Man, this is why.
I'm an entrepreneur.
This is an entrepreneur. He got entrepreneuring and bullshit and niggas.
Boy, his entrepreneur smell like fucking cow manure to me. It was like, you know what? That's why Bruce Almighty's the MVP. Also, Mrs. Fantasia likes to call out people on YouTube challenging them to box. Because can you imagine? See, number one, don't sell tickets to a deaf dealer. We always say don't sell death to a deaf dealer in the military. Number one, I'm looking at these dudes like you were never, ever. Well, he really wanted to challenge men to their boxers so he could steal them. But anyway,
Charles, I'm gonna need you to get your Thanos fist together and start snapping it quicker. I told you last night. Yeah, strike number 2. We supposed to be like Mr. Clark. We do not debate these motherfuckers. When we realize off the
right.
you keep giving
I
him
bet.
hands and bro. Don't know. I need you to snap that finger and be
Yeah.
gone.
oh
these
yeah,
dummies,
the only
bro.
reason I didn't let him out. Oh, he's gone now. He's blocked. But the only reason I let him back up is just to talk about his whole ass mother because she bore a whole ass son.
Okay, as long as it was a good reason like that.
Because when he said, "Oh, you a bunch of hoe," I'm like, "Who you directed that to?" Because if you're talking about the panel, I let these men on my panel and they're my guests. So if they're hoes, you definitely talking about me, and I don't let no hoes.
He was really talking to me, but he won't drop no names though.
But here's the
He
crazy
want to talk
part.
shit when niggas is talking about that. He don't want to. Every time you say something, I can't talk. You haven't even let me speak. But as soon as you start talking, hella shit.
Like, bitch ass nigga, I don't have to let you speak. I'm like, look, I'm like this.
So much time on that when you gave them time to talk. Nobody let me speak. What the fuck is you saying?
What's up, Aqua Dragon? What's up, Aqua Dragon? See, the craziest part about this is, like, go ahead, do combatives. I'm like, nigga, I fought in cages for fun. Okay, I fought in cages for charity events. Like, look.
Wow.
Everybody wants to talk about this. Oh, I'll beat people's asses. Literally.
Right.
I beat up cops while being a cop for a charity event.
Damn.
I'm like, dude, like if I told a lot of stories about myself, I'm like, go ahead. Like I'm like, go ahead and meet me on the street and attack me and see what happens. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really, really badly. Because I want you to live, and I want you to live with the scars to say, you know what, this is what happens when I jumped on a real man.
Oh, you want to give him PTSD? That's what you want to give him.
Nigga, I would suggest you don't come attack me. Cause you come attack me, it's over with. Nigga, ain't no respawning, nigga. Fuck that. Ain't no respawning. You better aim swift. Your best aim swift. Because if you miss, that's your ass.
My mom always told me this, right? My mom always told me this. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right? But I had to go outside and experience this while she was knitting. And the bigger they are, the bigger they hit back. The harder they hit back, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. This dude would snap you in freaking half. And you talking all this big stuff, man. He will, come on, man. Like, YouTube got these dudes lost, man. Like, I don't know.
They're superheroes.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. But Charles, check this out. I got a serious question. I was looking at all the equipment on that fat ass lobster. Charles, did you wear that much goddamn equipment? I figure the more equipment you need, the weaker you is. The more equipment you need on your body, the weaker you are.
Well, it depends on what you do. Do I like to have equipment on me? Sure. I'm going to have, like, see, some of the things you're not going to see is my knives. You're not going to see all of those. I try to minimize my equipment. I don't like a need to know basis. Because we can't wear backup guns. So shit, next best thing. You know, if a motherfucker grab my gun and I gotta secure my weapon and you trying to hurt me, I'm gonna take one of those knives.
Goddamn it, Charles. Barney Fife didn't need that much goddamn shit.
Hey, ETI, little brother.
I'm gonna tell you.
What T.I. said? T.I. said they took my guns away, but they ain't say shit about them knives.
You got the whole kitchen, man. What's going on?
Sometimes it's needed, man. Like,
we ain't even talked about the $1 million. We ain't even got to the $1 million. This nigga talking about some $1 million. Move out to the Midwest with some $1 million. 14 million black people, $1 million.
But
and he said oil was not valuable. And
He
he said
said he
oil was
don't
not
want you
valuable.
niggas. He said he don't want you niggas to come. He want the other brothers. Who is the other brothers?
Oh yeah, he did say that shit too. I forgot about that. Oh yeah. So basically, leave us to the wolves. So I mean, I guess that includes Valdez because he said the same thing too. So how you feel? He's told you the
Oh
same
man.
thing. Basically, just literally spent 20, 30 minutes talking shit about us just for Valdez to tell you
Right.
the exact same thing that we said, dumbass nigga. So how you feel? So you gonna leave Valdez out there too? We all just gonna be in the they gonna leave us to the white supremacists.
That makes sense, that is.
They gonna
That is,
drop us.
that
They
makes
gonna
sense.
drop us off. They gonna drop us off in KKK boot camp and be like, "Get these Negroes. These niggas is uppity. You gotta get them." Bruh. I'm hella dead.
So I was like, didn't I
Hey,
just
Oh
Jay
say
Shaw.
man.
Hey, Jay Shaw, come on up for a little bit if you can. I
Oh,
know
what
it might
up,
be
Jay Sean,
late
man?
night.
What up,
It's
bro?
been a while since we heard. Oh, yeah, we get a couple of New Yorkers. See, you got to
Hey,
have the
yo,
John
Charles.
Wick and Coasty. Yup.
Oh, right.
Hey man.
Like
Brother
I
Fire,
had watched Bastard at a Party on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the blood dude named, I think his name is T Bone or something of that nature. He played in Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about because he did an episode stating that these cops come from the South, where 9 times out of 10 in certain areas they don't even see black people. You know what I'm saying?
No, they
So they
don't.
got
Exactly.
that
And
notion, like,
he
right,
programmed, bro. So I kept telling him, bro.
right,
He said I was a
right.
bitch, but I was like, "You're buck broken though. You're buck broken," and he is. He came on here, bro. He came on here trying to check us, talking about what we talking about on a panel, like about a
That's
multifaceted panel,
crazy.
like a woman. And he wanted to
Right.
shame us, like he wasn't a Negro his damn self.
But you
Like
gotta
he's straight
understand, he
Uncle
not
Ruckus,
black.
bro.
He not black though. That's what I'm
Uncle
keep. See,
Trump,
I
man,
keep
Yeah,
trying
stupid,
to
man.
tell
that's
y'all
that.
when y'all go to the country, you gonna meet
Hmm.
two type of people. You gonna meet the people that say, "Hey, cuz, what's going on?" Or the people
Right.
that say, "Who them niggas over there?"
Why that nigga up there on that horse?
And
Who
my
that nigga on
Uncle
that
Oh yeah,
Ruckus
neck?
what's that
voice.
on that nag? Nigga, what's his
Who
name,
that
bro?
nigga on
That's
that neck?
exactly what I
Uncle
was
Ruckus.
thinking, bro. What's the no
Uncle
Steven.
the
That
kid
Ruckus.
nigga
just from
name is Steven.
Django?
Nigga name is
Steve,
Steven.
oh yeah, Steven, because I was gonna say the male bed wench. That nigga's a male bed wench. Getting his cheeks spread wide open, bro.
I gotta watch that again,
Ridiculous.
man.
Ridiculous. The audacity of another nigga, man. The
Right.
Oh,
and,
Mr.
and
Candy.
the
Oh,
audacity,
Mr.
the
Candy.
vanity to say he gonna lead us. Not only is you gonna tell us what to do, you also gonna lead us with
But
your
this is the.
$1 million,
Wow.
nigga,
But
and
this is the.
yo IT training, nigga.
But and his CPR training though he can beat a
CPR, nigga.
registered
I have
nurse.
CPR training.
Exactly.
I have
Look.
CPR training.
I
What the
had
fuck?
Man,
CPR
that shit
training.
is
I had
free. You don't
CPR
even gotta
training in
pay for
high
that
school.
shit.
Exactly for
Right.
wrestling.
But
I had
here's my. Go ahead.
no. I'm just saying I had CPR training and all that stuff in high school. We
Nigga,
did little stuff like that
no
for
fucking
wrestling and
CPR
shit.
training.
Yeah.
Can he put 250 miles? I mean not 250 pounds on his shoulder and carry that for more than a meter
Yeah, he
or
does. It's called
an
dips.
actual yeah, besides that, because I told you he buck broken.
But you got to
If it
remember
ain't,
this, right?
Oh man.
I'm certified
Yeah.
through the Army to give IVs. So I don't talk about a lot of shit that I'm like, I'm
Right.
going to bow down to Rodney's expertise. Remember, this is a guy who's battling COVID before COVID had a name. You think you have more expertise than him. I even asked this jackass, do you have any experience in law enforcement and criminal investigation? No.
Hmm.
It was like, yo, you can't try to argue with the fucking experts. Only
Man, he
Negroes do
needed to
that shit.
investigate that patchy ass beard he had and that patchy mustache. He needed to
I mean,
investigate that shit.
he needs beard motor oil for that shit.
his little cute ass profile pic for his damn boss. Nigga need to go back and go talk this shit to his boss, man. Talking all
That's
this
what
shit to us.
if you want to hear that, if you want to hear that, when Rodney and myself are
like I'm talking to Cynthia G, nigga.
Like it was Rodney and myself are talking to Mrs.
But
Fantastic,
at least
the
she got a
Invisible
bang.
Woman.
He ain't even got no edges. He ain't got shit.
It's the bang
Nah, yo,
gang.
you talking about Mr. Bubba Jr., man. That's Bubba Jr. Come on now, that's Bubba Jr.
Oh yeah,
If
Bubba.
if
Bubba.
Fantasia and Bubba were to have a baby, it would be called Bubba Jr. That's
That's
what
why
it
he over
is.
there at Jessica Channel. He trying to do something.
Ah
Mm-hmm.
man. He wants some of that London
Nigga got
tea
his
and the
whole
bagel.
face up in the damn profile pic and shit.
Read this. Read this. Charles Hunter G. You talking real? Man, tell that fucking
Bruh,
dancing orangutan nobody gives a fuck about him. Okay? First of all,
Mr. Fantastic.
what he need to do is
Mrs.
learn how to say
Fantastic.
with the invisible woman.
He still
Ain't
didn't show
shit.
that $1,000 to Ism yet, though. He talking about $1,000. The Ism backed out on him.
It's
That's what
on
he need to do. Show that
it's on
$1,000, dog.
it's on Art New Style's latest video. See, number
Yeah.
one,
Talking about
nobody's worried
Friday.
about
He just
him
dropped 3
because
more.
unlike him, I don't drive 8 hours to go see a chick with a promissory
Ah,
note.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Mm. Oh, he the second bandit that did that. One got the stove, and now he
Man,
drove 8 hours to go see
y'all
a
can worry
Hey
baby.
about
man, that's
talking
what they
Wow.
greasy,
do over
bro.
there. That's what they do. That's what they do over
Y'all
there.
could talk. They
They
can
show
worry about
love.
talking greasy, bro. Because we over here do greasy things. We do greasy things, and we don't speak about it, bro. We only
Hey man.
responded to these niggas because, these brothers had the audacity to come out their mouths and try to
Right.
disrespect us because they're emotional. Because we told bro his plan wouldn't work objectively, like
Yep.
straight
But see,
away.
this is the thing. If his plan would work,
Hmm.
why he hasn't implemented it now? I mean, his group of
Exactly,
guys.
like if
I
your
mean,
plan would work.
Hmm.
it's like this. He has a group of guys who we deal with in the space. You know, why
Hmm.
not implement that with the guys that you're dealing with over there in the space who y'all talk and collectively, because my thing about a lot of the guys who we deal with, a lot of those guys, intelligent, they have some things that can actually put stuff into play to make it work. But the point
Right.
of it is, long as we keep it on YouTube and we keep talking about it, making it better, then what's gonna happen? It's
Man,
always gonna be a
these
hope and a
dudes.
dream.
See, Charles
Exactly, and it's
fighting
not
on
enough people, man. I really think
You
he
guys
capping
say
about
it
that shit.
with
He got
your
like 3 other friends.
right.
Matter of fact,
You
TL.
guys say it with
Since
your chest, man. Like these guys don't say it with, okay, boom. Charles been in the army, right? They learn about mannerism. They learn about how to speak with their passion, like speak up. You know what I mean? When these dudes get on the panel, they sound like Duncan
And this
Penderhughes,
is exactly what I was
and
telling y'all
they
before,
are
man.
mad. They are mad that
Oh,
Blade Brown is fly. He's
oh,
getting the chicks. You know what I mean? He got charisma. He got style. He's not complaining about the women. He's worrying about him. Like he's so
Nigga
selfish
want us
that
to
he don't
sit up
even
here and complain
care.
about the fucking want us to sit up here and complain about the women all damn day. Like
no,
Oh,
what
hold
is
up,
Nah,
what are
y'all
we
hold up,
gotta
bro,
hold up,
you
hold up,
monkey?
hold
talking
up.
understand.
Like
This is high
2016,
school,
Hold up,
bro.
bro.
folks.
fuck?
Hold up, hold up. I gotta see. I'm getting famous for doing this. Hey, TL,
Hmm.
why not come up here and let's have a conversation?
yeah. Why you
Unless you
gotta
Yeah,
joke,
run this
why
unless
you
you
past? Yeah.
instigating, bro?
unless you joking, I can understand the joking. But why? What fear in my heart do I have for a guy who calls himself Reed Richards?
And
Hmm.
he's a grown man. He can bring himself up here and speak for himself. Like he don't need you to speak for him. Like what is this,
Like
high school?
number one, we already proved how much of an idiot he is each and every time. First of all, he wants to battle a fucking registered nurse who's an ER nurse at that. Hold on,
And
folks.
he fucking lying. He's a fucking liar. He's a narcissist. He lied. Say he doesn't get paid, doesn't make his money from the government. So that should tell you something about his integrity alone. But if you want to still defend that man, that's fine. But
But this
I
this
wouldn't
is
do that if I were you.
this is the craziness of it. A lot of guys come to this space, they get their second win coming into high school because they probably wasn't popular, they probably didn't fit the script. Now they have an avatar, they have a voice. A lot of people make they say that's I did a stream on
Think
this
he can
called
not
YouTube Famous.
he grown up, so he think he can talk basically. He grown up, so he think he can talk big and niggas now. Basically.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
what
I'm
it is?
saying. That's the YouTube
That's,
famous of it. A lot of guys come on here and get YouTube famous. How many
and I
subscribers you have? How many people watch you a night? Look, I got people watching
and
me,
bro,
and I
how
got my
old was
billion.
that dude?
I don't
How
know.
old was that dude? Was he had to been a millennial, bro. He had to
Let
been.
me put it to you. Let me put it to you this way. You ever notice guys like CEO and the Invisible Woman. You ever notice people like that? They always want to have this narcissistic, like they're the smartest motherfuckers in the room, like they thought of shit that nobody else in the history of mankind ever thought about this shit.
Right.
Exactly. Like you the first person, like nigga, like you MLK. He said he was better than Jesus. Jesus. Like
Who
literally.
said that?
Who says
Wow.
he literally said that? He said that.
Well,
literally.
I'm Jesus' brother James. You know what I'm saying? Then we have another
That shit
James
is
up here,
blasphemous as
man.
hell. And
So
he said
let's
he was
get
a
this
Christian
work.
too.
So I'm just waiting. Tia, where are you, man? We talking greasy. Remember, I'm talking greasy. Remember, you're gonna get this nigga to roast me when this nigga is a walking roast. Guess what? You really think I'm gonna do the same to him like his wife, and I'm just gonna leave him alone. That's all I'm gonna do.
Y'all need to just y'all need to take this L, go back, pray on it, maybe organize some movements, some marches, and just go to John Lewis route, because this ain't the way, bro. You're not gonna
It's
win
Art
this.
News. Well, the Art News Style TV channel, Art News Style TV. When you have Mr. Stragtastic trying to call me a gorilla, and I said I'd rather be a gorilla than a tap dancing monkey for bitter biscuits.
Right.
At least a
Any day of the
silverback's
week.
still in the jungle. At least he still rules his domain. See, you're like a bonobo. You let the bitches run you. See, first of all, does Jessica X share any of the money she get from you dumbass niggas donating to a bitch with a pretty voice, a nice little picture? You didn't even get the satisfaction to see her real face.
But Mago Avatar lovers, man. They love avatars, man.
Hey y'all seen what happened?
Avatars.
Hold on, y'all seen what happened on official channel when the chick was up there? She had that little cute little avatar. Well, I say something was cute, but she had the little light skinned chick with the avatar. She done looked that bad, and then next thing you know, she made a mistake and hit that damn camera by mistake, and oh my god!
But yeah, let's talk about pure and simple facts. See, you'll never have Stragtastic or CEO talk about issues like this that actually affect, black men in America. You'll never see somebody give you answers and boots on ground solutions of what's going to happen next. No. What you're going to have is somebody talking about, well, let's go and let's go get our passports and go fuck some dirty foot bitches.
Charles, words matter. What did you just say? Words matter. Think about what you said right there.
Oh yeah, words do matter because you gotta.
We just need to everybody just get some money together, and then Narnia, and then Wakanda.
Matter of fact, that little sissy motherfucker belongs on Themyscira.
He couldn't even make up his own African name. Like, bro, do some research and make your own name. It's gonna be just called Wakanda. Like, you can't even get your own ideas from anything but the white man, nigga.
You know it's fucking funny. And have you noticed a lot of people don't use their real names and shit? I'm proud to be a Falcon. I'm proud of my fucking family's accomplishments. So it's funny how a lot of these people, like, I'm a CEO, I'm Queen Bathsheba, I'm the Ultra Media Destroyer nigga, like some kind of weird made up shit. But yet, what's the excuse of, well, if these niggas don't commit crimes because black people use. First of all, how can black people commit 52% of the crimes in America? You don't even have the numerical personnel to commit all of the crimes.
Why these people don't look up the FBI table 23? It's like these white dudes are equally. They're killing the same amount of people. It's
if not
equal.
More at times, especially during the fentanyl, car fentanyl.
And it might be all slighted a little bit, but okay, we put King Ray Ray from the hood and they got the money. So how come they're killing more with money? Got more money if you say so, but okay, they equally killing to poor people.
They got more space too.
Hey, what's up, Jay Sean?
What's going on? Is this the same guy that was living with his girl and his woman owns the house and some shit and he was playing stepdad? Is this the same dude?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
don't know, but
Could
we
be
were getting.
probably. I mean,
This new
it
info,
sounds like a
yo, that's
discussion.
new information to me. That's
Sounds
new
like that sounds
information to
like a little
me,
soft,
bro.
emotional nigga. So yeah, might be the guy, but I don't know. Not
Now there was
confirmed.
a guy who was up here talking to a few weeks ago, about a month ago, Charles, and
No,
he was
no, it was a different. It was a different guy.
okay, all right, because I was gonna
They
say,
probably were kindred spirits, though, brothers.
Matter of fact, was that
Emotional
CEO?
ass niggas.
That might be him, because he was talking about some issues with the mother. I'm gonna have to go back in my archives.
I think it was the same dude, man.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Charles, I do remember you. You did do something else with this dude. I remember this dude. He's fucking familiar, bro.
Yeah, it might be him.
I think it was him. We was all
Exactly.
here. We was over here counseling, nigga. We had like a Dr. Phil.
Wow.
See, that's what happens when.
Then he
And
want
have
to
you
flip
noticed,
it
Jay
like that,
Sean?
though? That's crazy.
Have you ever noticed, Jay Sean and fellas, that once you give these dudes a little bit of confidence, they quick to turn it against you?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what kind of stuff?
Now he want to be a messiah and everything. Like, what the fuck?
You know, I don't want to.
Like he God or some shit.
It's a tightrope, man, because you don't want to sound like you holier now, you bigger than somebody else. But my measuring stick is always, what have you done in your life? Have you applied it to your life first, though?
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Have you done it in your life? Like, I would never tell none of you brothers on here to go get cussed of your kid. That's the best move for you to make. I would tell you that because I done it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you some shit I don't know nothing about. You know, so I'm not gonna say, yo, brothers,
he's still making money in the field of tech.
Yeah, this is what we need to do, Truth. We need to go get our kids from our women. That's what we need to do. Never did it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the measuring stick. We gotta have a measuring stick. Like, if you gonna come up in and talk some shit, how have you applied it to your life? And talk from that point. Let's launch from there.
He ain't implementing shit because he's still working in the field of tech. That's a STEM field.
Yeah, like do you have a small garden? Do you have a small garden in the backyard? Like, did you grow anything? Like, did you grow some cherries, cucumbers?
Simpler question, James. You
talking
about buying land, right?
Brother? Like,
no, you talking about buying land, right? How much land do you own? That's
what
I would ask.
He wouldn't tell us nothing, bro. He wouldn't tell us nothing. He was too personal. Nigga wanna lead everybody, but we can't know nothing about the weirdo.
You know, that motherfucker scared.
I can tell y'all right now. I got 4 pieces of land in Arizona. I got 2 parcels in Holbrook and 2 in Sun Valley. What the fuck you gonna do?
He wasn't trying to do none of that, bro. He was, I'm Messiah. I'm better than Jesus.
No,
what's your job? How much land do you have?
Not Jay Sean,
that's too personal.
What he wanted to do, he wanted to sucker people in his little, like, I called him out on this shit. See, you doing some Waco Ponzi scheme shit. You want people to donate their money. You want people to donate their money when we're gonna ask you about the $1 million, and you're gonna be like a bitch who doesn't really like you. It's coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
He's gonna be one of them niggas doing them YouTube ads talking about some. Have you ever been in a car accident? And you had a critical injury. You could win $10,000. See, I won it. Look at this check. The whole, those long ass ads that you just double tapping the skip button, waiting for that 5 seconds. That 5 seconds be like 30 seconds, bro. That shit be taking hella long, bro.
No, I be like, get back to the movie. Like, what's going on with this?
Hey, them niggas be, bro. Them niggas be always looking desperate. You can see it in their eyes. They be like, oh, look at the product. Butt broken, wide eye. This is, bro.
What he see? It's funny because dudes like him and other people in these spaces, instead of actually giving up proof, y'all niggas need to have an initiative or a plan, nigga.
Right.
You do know
we got one. Damn.
And then he like, did you read it? No. Then come back and have this conversation after you read it.
Now, see, me personally, I'll trust Jay Shine. Jay Shine show his work. Now, look at that, man. He got the liquor bottles, high quality liquor. His last avatar, he had on a nice suit. Like, he always switch up. He been switching up his avatar since 2016, since I first heard of y'all. Like, he always doing some well-known stuff. He always got new stories. You know what I mean? Like, his life. Like,
yeah, you can follow him on Instagram too.
He showed a concert with a live band that he went to in another country, bro. Like, come on.
Matter of fact, let's put it to you this way: his teenage daughter is more well traveled than most grown men.
Wow, I never knew that.
Facts.
Wow,
that's true, man. My daughter's been around. She's and where I go, she go. You know,
And
for the
you
most
want to
part.
talk
Right.
about
For the
you
most
talk
part, she can't go everywhere I
Salute to
go,
that, bro.
but for the most part, yeah.
you talk
Yeah,
about
that's a
living your
fact, bro.
you talk about living your best life. She's doing that before she can even smoke or drink. Like, and
That's crazy.
here's the factoid that we don't get when we say, and I do shout out to Kevin Samuels for saying this. Put your work on the table, show it. See,
Yeah,
when
right.
people talk about the Great Faulkner Initiative, I have an X amount of people each year joining police departments around this country. X amount of people in different parts of the fucking country joining the military or
Facts.
firefighters
Facts.
or some type of trade or STEM. What say ye? I have a 98 percentile graduation rate for young black men who join my wrestling team.
Wow.
What say you?
Salute, man.
Yeah.
So when you put down your work, the truth doesn't need a bodyguard, catch the puncher.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh God,
see,
you
the
already
truth
know,
don't need a bodyguard. It defends
and
itself
he
very
don't,
well.
Yeah, like my
and it
man,
doesn't.
she's here right here, right? She's I don't know if she's still on, but she's married, right? So, if y'all was having a discussion about marriage and all that, I would defer to she. I have an opinion, but he has an informed opinion. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
it just to me, it's just like, we gotta get the measuring sticks right. You know what I mean?
Hey,
You know,
Facts.
that's just
what's up,
like that
she?
situation, Charles. What's going on, Jason? Remember that situation with JoJo when he came over to Roger panel, then came over to yours. We sit down and discuss with the young brother. We was like, man, look, you sitting up here listening to all the other guys on the panel telling you about how bad it is to get married and women are gonna always cheat, so that's the end of be all. So it was like, bruh, do your girl cook for you? Yeah. Will she do this for you? Yeah. So you're gonna give all that up on the premise of what these other guys are saying that they don't even have a
Word.
relationship. They're not even
This
dealing
nigga,
with women. But at the same time, they trying to tell you, like that one guy told him. Because when I hear dudes get to talking, they sound real funny. I started questioning this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, bro, I said, do you want kids? He was like, hell no. I said, do you want
Mm.
a wife? He's like, no, I got 3 girlfriends. So I said, why are you giving advice to a young man that wants to get married and want to have kids? He deferred and he quieted, just shut up. But I was like, see where I'm coming from? I said, you guys are on here listening and getting the information from guys that don't want the best. And I'm gonna call it out. Just like I
Right.
said, when it comes to men, we deal in facts. When I hit him with that, it's because you too emotional. Stop getting
Mhm.
your feelings. You want to make another man suffer because you didn't get all the things you wanted in life. That's why I tell guys, the
Yeah.
guys be talking about they want to go MGTOW at 19 and 25. I'm like, dude, you ain't even bust that many nuts in life. You ain't even experienced nothing
Facts.
because you ain't even jumped off the porch. Your whole thing is you living your life through the eyes of another man. This man has already made his bones. He's done dealt with the women. They done did him wrong and this and that. That's just like I'll be telling guys. When it come down to it, everybody relationship is not the same. Just like I
Facts.
told dude today, I said, man, you can't have this conversation when we're talking about certain relationships. I said, I married a Jamaican wife. You got your girl at the age of 15. I say, now, with you got a girl that was a virgin at 15. Now, you trying to relate this conversation to older men and younger guys around your age that are 25.
Mm-hmm.
I said, most girls have already had sex by 23, 24, whatever. Most of them are having sex around what age? 15, the same time you met your
15.
girl. So it's hard to find a virgin. I said, virgins are not falling out the sky, man.
Ain't no
It's like
virgins out
they
here, man.
rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Facts.
find a then because it was crazy because the one dude he talking about he have sex with his virgins, but then he done fucked 3 virgins and they never married him. And Black Uru told him he said, so you tainting the pool. You want virgins and you want
Word.
other
You.
guys to have virgins, but then you only having sex with
Word.
virgins.
You a
It's like,
fool.
dude, that shit is asinine backwards. You
Like,
tainting the
Facts.
pool.
why are you tainting the pool and then you're complaining? Well, you guys should have
Exactly.
picked Beckley. You guys should have picked better, nigga. You killing the picks.
Right.
Exactly.
These niggas, these
Uh,
these niggeros.
They don't even clean out the plumbing. You know what I'm saying? They don't vet properly, like y'all always talk about. You know what I mean? It's like
hey,
since when they get hurt one little time, now they're in their fifis. Like you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, man. Like I always say, man, they don't, they can't even get past boot camp. Like these panel prostitutes and these dudes on here, they can't even get past boot camp. Like they tapping out
Mhm.
already. They definitely
And
can't go to the Navy SEAL because the higher ratio of people quitting the Navy SEAL, It's astronomical, and Charles and one of you guys be a witness to that.
See, look, let me lay something real quick. Like I told the guys on the other panel, I said my thing is I'm setting my wife and my kids up real good. I got life insurance good enough to the where if I die right now, my wife don't need a new man to help her with the bills and get remarried. She don't got to work no more.
Right.
By the time, but I said it for at least 20 years to the point where my younger kids and my older kids, they're grown enough to take care of their mom to a certain degree if she needs any help. By the time I die, the
Right.
house is
You
gonna be
taking care of
paid.
your wife, you a simp.
That's what they
Hey,
will say too.
that's what they
That's
call
what
me,
they'll
baby.
You
say.
Hey, I
take care of your
say,
wife,
hey,
nigga. Oh my god.
hey, Jay
Right.
Sean, let me show you. Let me
Tell
show
me
you my
about it.
avatar for everybody. I'm Captain Saver, baby. I'm here to save you. Go ahead, Charles. Throw it up there. Throw it up there, Charles. Hey, you can call me Captain Saver, cause look, while I'm out here doing good for my family, and I'm putting my kids in the state of mind to where they either have their own business or buy their own house, whether I'm here or not. See, that's the whole point. I'm thinking about
Right.
this whole thing long term.
But here's the
Gen-
problem. You can't take
mhm.
advice from dudes who have more issues than Action Comics. Okay? You can't take advice.
Exactly, and who are
Man.
emotional and who are just gonna talk shit about you if you disagree with them.
You're
Bitch
gonna
ass
have a
nigga.
bunch you're gonna
Even
have a bunch of
so,
these dudes out there giving you advice about women, but they're repellent to women. They repel women like a
no
goddamn
women's
tractor
though.
beam.
Cause I can't
You're
stand the
Even
nigga, so
so,
you
women.
I can't imagine with a female. I couldn't imagine living with that nigga, bro. I would
here's
have
the
whipped his ass
guys
the
Right.
first day.
here's the guys calling people simps because they're taking care of their wife and girlfriend, but they got more
Right.
women problems than a little bit.
Hey,
I
I bet he
mean,
Right.
argued with his old lady
Little
about leaving
baby
the
boy
toilet
looking
seat.
ass nigga.
Why you
Tyrese
left the
looking ass
toilet
nigga.
seat down? I bet he
Oh
argued
man,
more than her about leaving the toilet seat up.
yeah, that was an L though. That was an
well, you
Baby
L
gotta
boy
for sure.
realize
ass nigga.
you
Little
thought this nigga
chocolate
Oh,
P
come
bitch.
you
on,
thought that
man. That's
nigga
a
P standing
classic,
up.
bro.
You thought that nigga P standing up.
Nah, he
That
keep
nigga
sitting
crosses.
down.
That
Nigga
nigga so
scared.
effeminate. That nigga so effeminate. He crosses his legs while he pee on the toilet.
He gotta
Oh
sit
man.
down, cross his legs like Oprah.
Hmm.
Nigga think he looking regal, but he
And
looking
then
like
he
a
be
scared little chocolate bitch
as
though.
soon as he
This is
For real.
Oh
as soon as he take
man.
a morning piss, he sounds like this. Hit it, she.
Little you just hear a
Yo,
little
y'all got
trinkle from
it
the
down
toilet.
packed,
A
bro.
little trinkle.
Yo, y'all
Crybaby
in
ass nigga.
harmony like the Temptations around these parts, man.
Hey, it must have been
word
his.
around there.
Hey,
He got hey, he
it must
gotta
have
go
been his
tinkle,
time
man. He
though.
gotta tinkle.
It
Gotta
must have been
tinkle.
his cycle, because he was real
Oh
emotional
wow.
and irrational during that moment.
Hey, but
But he was
Hmm.
talking
this is
some
the
he was talking
funny
some heavy
this is
shit.
the
He deserves it though. He talked some heavy shit.
hey,
Bitch
but
ass
this is
nigga.
the funny part too though. When it like I've seen him go against a whole panel and he'll say, I got all y'all. I none of y'all can take me out. I'm like, so where's
I
the
put charges on all
competition
you
to do
motherfuckers.
what?
Nigga,
Right.
I
Where's
done
the
already killed
where's
your
the
ass, bro. I brought
competition?
you back to life.
I
I done
put charges on
resurrected
all
your
you
ass.
niggas.
I done already
I'm
And
like,
guess
killed
we
what?
you.
on here. We on here to give some knowledge, but you on here trying to say I've showed 10 guys out or 8 guys that I'm smart. What do you mean?
You ain't show shit but
Use
your
the
ass,
logic.
nigga. That's it.
No, you
Out
Borging out.
out of
Hey,
You're
get out of the
Borging.
water.
you
You're
got one
Borging. You're
W out
Borging.
of 50 losses. Oh,
It's
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
it's like
damn right, Bruce. Tinkle. Damn right, Bruce. Damn
yeah,
right.
tinkle, tinkle.
it's
Fucking
so
tinkle.
funny because you see how Jay Sean came on here real smooth talking. See, when you got guys like the Invisible Woman, you know, wait for it. You gotta think like number one, why are you coming on Art News Style TV's panel trying to bogart when it's not that type of show? But
Trying to
yet
talk shit.
trying to call old BGS an old nigga, and BGS you hope to live to be an old nigga. Like you see the moves you're making, that's not what you call
Yeah, you gonna be a
smooth.
young nigga, bro.
You want to be
You gonna
young,
die a young
chasing
nigga.
like you want to call people old niggas, but here's the fact of the matter: you don't know shit. Prove that you even know shit on a rudimentary level. Like
Nigga don't even know
here's
where he make his money from. Dumbass nigga. And he probably got a degree. I ain't even got my degree yet, nigga. And I can tell you where you make your money from. Stupid. Dummy.
probably Probably from the transgender strip poles. I don't know.
Oh
But
That
anyway.
too. That's on the side though, Charles. That's on the side. That's on weekends.
Oh yeah, that's
He
on
works his
weekends.
9 to 5 and he hits the block. He hits the block Saturday and Sunday to collect his little ends.
And
Broke
see the
ass nigga.
problem. And see the problem with him is that this is why subject matters like this is dangerous, because the media is going to find somebody like him, give him a butter biscuit or three, and they're going to post him up talking about, well, that officer was doing his job. You know, the guy should have complied. Okay, show me where he wasn't complying. And then when you actually ask that question that is very pertinent to the information being given, you're going to get silence and like, well, you know, these thugs. So a second lieutenant in the Army and the medical corps is a thug.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard they fired that cop too, man. Look, I'm going to tell you something about Virginia. And Charles knows what I'm talking about because he knows what's in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to shut that shit down right away. The shit that y'all see going around the rest of the country, that's not going to happen in Virginia. There's too much ex-military. I'm talking about black. All right, intact families. We talking about black wealth.
That DMV area, that's a lot of money that will move the fuck out of Virginia.
Yeah, and it's too close to the throne. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why you see the fast reaction from the governor and everybody else. That's one area where we're tooled up. We don't fucking play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we don't play in VA. You know what I mean? There's certain pockets, you know, like the ghetto areas, like Newport News, and you know what I mean. Yeah. You know, where the cops can bad cops can kind of get away with shit like that, but state troopers and they don't fuck with it because look, they're not going to have that kind of issue in Virginia. The power structure is too much. I mean, it's too many black men like me in VA, and we don't play that shit. You know what I mean? So, and we have relationships with the law enforcement as well. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us ex-military, some of us go into law enforcement, so there's an overlap. You know what I mean? So there's just not going to be that issue in Virginia. They're going to deal with that shit ASAP.
Well, I was going to say, but we got Negroes out here telling us to take our asses to Kansas and shit, the Midwest, away from all that, away from the protection that some of us have built to start over again.
Yeah,
they're not going to destroy it. Yeah, but then at first, the nigga said, they didn't destroy Black Wall Street until we corrected his ass and told him they burned it to the ground. So how did they not destroy the shit? They rebuilt it. No, the fuck they didn't.
They never built again. And see, that's the problem with these bunch of jackasses. They don't even read a history book. So what was Black Wall Street? It was called decimated.
Dominated.
But here's the crazy part. You got niggas who think they the second coming of Jim Jones. Well, I'm going to take all these people. Why would somebody of that level of education follow you? You have no track record. You have no work. You have a bunch of promises.
And what's protecting you from the government from taking your ass?
Mm-hmm.
In your IT field, nigga, your government documented field. Dummy.
And then you got to think about it, right? He said he could get up $1 million. For all the people you want to get on an education level alone, those are 6-figure personnel. They're not going to go if you cannot match or surpass what they're making now. Why would they even fuck with you? That's the one thing I want to get.
And your knowledge got to be on point. Ain't nobody got time for no bullshit ass plans. You just pulling out of your ass, man.
Yeah,
put some thought into something, man.
But yet, you know, this is the reason why the narrative has to change in these spaces about women. You're either gonna get women to follow you or you're not. When the ones you get to follow you, that's the only ones you're gonna work with. That's it. That's all. Simply put. Fuck all that. Like, we trying to get the non-select guy to get the bigger. Guess what? Big booty Judy's still gonna fuck who she gonna fuck.
Exactly, nigga.
So those are lame ass things.
O got to chill out on that shit too. He got to chill out on that shit too. That non-select shit, bro. It's been this way for millions of years, my nigga. If you have a species, it's gonna be select and non-select, nigga, because there's gonna be variation. You want everybody to be off the block the same model, my nigga? The fuck?
Number one. Go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say, when it come down to it, man, you got guys out here that'll set everything off if they really wanted to. As far as education, you got guys that's already in the back scenes that's paying for situations for, schools to be made for little black boys to come in. You got guys that are out here that's setting up funds and everything to kind of transfer and help the community move along. But the point of it is, they're not on here on YouTube talking about it, they're being about it. You got guys that are out here actually putting in the work, but they're doing it under the radar because you know why? Every time we put it out in the open that we're doing something, you got either somebody that deals with us or our people coming to shut it down because they just like
They
him
got
coming over there.
they got
Hold
something
on,
else
man,
going
y'all
on.
can't.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
some of these people are around here, and we know them. They just don't say what they're doing.
Exactly.
So I
We
mean,
know
not
them.
everybody is loud about what the fuck they got going on. It's just that
You
simple.
can tell. You can
Unless they
just
want the
tell.
praise. Unless they want the praise and admiration and worship that they're looking for. They want you to make them into deities, monuments of nothingness. And it's crazy because if you actually were accomplishing something big, other people will speak about your works.
Oh shit! I didn't know this was coming. Oh, my bad, y'all. I didn't know Matrix 4 was. They got a new Matrix 4 coming.
Hell yeah. But I was coming before quarantine. If you was listening, yeah, it's been in development, bro.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I just saw a clip of Kino
It was supposed
Kino and Carrie Ann Moss. They filming.
It was supposed to come out in 2020, at the end of 2020, no longer. But you know how that went. But
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I don't even throw the conversation. I just saw this
that
shit.
shit
I was
gonna
like,
be
wow.
that's a
You good.
blessing, bro.
That's just like with different situations, man. Just like when y'all was talking this morning with Charles, you didn't even let me up here. I was gonna throw some junk in the pot, but when it come down to it, man, when y'all was talking about that Bitcoin and stuff like that, like dude, I did mining in 2000, 18 and 19. I had an account with an offshore mining company over in Russia because those ant miners, me and my friends, we were gonna actually get some ant miners and put them in a shed in the backyard. We were doing solar panels so we won't have to go
Waste
off the
electricity. Yeah. Yeah, because that
go
shit
off
gets
the
expensive. Yeah.
man, I'm talking about crazy, but we had all this stuff set up, but when it came down to it, man, it was just a whole cost efficient of trying to do the ant miners and do the solar panels. And the solar panels was the big kicker because we didn't
That
have
shit
nowhere with
costs more.
enough light.
Oh yeah, enough light, and that shit costs more to
But see
put that
the
up
mining,
than longer than people use them for.
yeah, but see the mining we was gonna make all the money back doing the mining, but we had to have a sufficient area to actually get the sunlight.
Get the
What's
We
the
sunlight
get
life
right.
like
cycle on that? What's the life
60
That's
to
cycle
it.
on
70.
a
Talking about
sheet?
Panel or
solar
what?
panels.
Was it like
Solar
20 to
panels.
30
Yeah.
years? 20 to 30
I
years
mean,
if you take care of them.
yeah, only thing you got to really worry about is just the battery. I mean, not
Because
Okay.
he had a
having proper
battery.
batteries. Other than
hmm
that, I mean, the connections you can convert. They have boxes to convert the solar power over into
Right.
the batteries, and then you have them generally running through the house too as well. So
I
Yep,
know
we
depending on
country motherfuckers that.
spray down the panels, wipe them, make sure there's no dirt that's going to be blocking the photons coming
hmm
in, and just get an ideal location. Just let that thing beam.
I know some country motherfuckers that live out in the house. Down in Georgia actually that had like I want to say about like four solar panels set up, and them
Oh yeah, they
motherfuckers
Gucci.
they jerry rigged some goddamn car batteries to that bitch, and I was
They
like, what
Gucci.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
that shit could power your like one of those shits could damn near power your house really. Like if you use conservative power. So if they
hmm
got four, you could really like charge some shit. Like
yeah,
that shit really holds power, bro. Especially depending on the type you get, because there's smaller models, more residential models, and there's bigger models for that like fucking like the farms use and shit for the
Yeah.
heating. They have solar panels that they use. They use like an industrial model. This variety that you can get, but it just varies on how much power it stores. But I mean, they last long, bro. You gotta take care of them.
I know Tesla had some wall batteries that you install in your
yeah,
house.
man. Yeah, they have them
Power wall.
now,
They call it the power walls.
and those things are like off the chain. between them and the tiles that they have for the roof.
Hmm.
Because Tesla came out with those weather resistant tiles that you put on your roof, and they're actually all solar panels, and you just getting the energy
Yep.
from just the tiles up there on the roof versus the big old screens that they normally have for the solar panels. And it was a difference between like the I think it was like the what is it, mono panels, and it was another. The mono panels weren't that strong as the other panels, and you would have to get like the 250 and up panels to get like the proper sun to
Wattage,
push out into the battery.
amperage, the
Yeah, the
power.
wattage. Yep,
Yeah,
the
the cool
proper
thing about the
wattage to push
power
out.
wall is that you can power it up from your regular electrical grid, and it stores power from the regular grid, and then it also takes in solar power and stores the power from the solar panels. Yeah, I'm looking at. I put the link in the back chat, in so you guys can look at it. But it's this battery they came up with Tesla did, called the power wall. You can get two of them installed in your house. And I'm trying to get my mother to buy this shit because I'm using her as a guinea pig. She out in Arizona. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, that's the best place to do it, man.
yeah, I'm trying to
And
get her
then
set.
they said if I was just gonna add about the cell planets. They said if the world ended, like if humans like were to just disappear off the planet, like the facilities running off solar panels, they could last up to 50 years without us. Because the only thing you got to do with those things is really just like keep them clean and make sure the wiring's good. But if you don't get no cheap, if you don't have cheap solar panels, if you get like those industrial type solar panels, some shits are gonna last. Like,
Yeah, it's is Charles, you still there?
I am here.
Share my screen real quick. Let me show you. This is gangster. I love this shit. This is gangster in the motherfucker.
Oh, by the way, I don't know the topic at all. I just came in to talk shit, to be honest.
Now see that? This is what
yeah,
they doing. This is the Tesla. So this is right here.
Yeah.
This that she we here look right here. This that photo right here. We here. Y'all all out.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got no fucking power. We here though.
exactly. With power outage,
Yo, that's
even
Oh
pretty
in
yeah.
hype.
power outages, you got power.
That's
Sold, nigga. I'm ready to buy one
that's like
now.
if something happened in my house right now, man. I got a inverter. It's just like a generator, but it's less noise.
What
Hmm.
you
I
know
got
about
that.
Oh,
the
okay.
Hey,
inverters, bruh?
man.
What
Hey,
you know
I
about that? I thought that was a trucker thing. What you know about that?
I drive. I
Yeah,
drive box
Oh,
truck, but I don't drive big truck. I drive box truck. I'm waiting to actually get my big trucks about a year or two.
That's the ideal situation.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
most
I'm just
definitely
waiting
the
on I'm
ideal
waiting on my younger
situation.
boys to actually go to middle school. Once they go to
Because
middle
for
school, then I'm gonna go head over the road.
okay.
can I, Charles, could I add this? Can I speak about the situation real quick? Let's get the Canadian situation that happened. Like I think it was in the '80s. What happened was, and this
Go
is
ahead.
since I studied, I've been studying astronomy and like all that shit. The sky, the stars, the laws of physics, all that. I've been studying that for a while, so I know about this event that happened. Was there's this asteroid and it hit. This asteroid that came down from like I don't know, it might have been like the maybe the asteroid belt or the comet belt, and it basically it came down, broke into the atmosphere, broke into multiple pieces, and it basically hit hella the power lines in Canada. So like hella the power is out for hella long. The power is out for weeks. Like maybe not weeks, but maybe it was like a week in Canada. The power is out. Like it was at least 3 days, but in some places it lasted as long as a week. And the power is out in Canada, and this shit just broke. Like within 2 days, shit broke into anarchy. Literally, motherfuckers couldn't even get power to their houses, to the stores. So motherfuckers just started looting, stealing shit, and Canada had to literally enact martial law just to stabilize the population. That's really shows you the importance of having like power and running utilities to your house, because it really just breaks down without it in like a society like this.
Hell
And that
yeah.
was back in like in the '80s. Like, imagine that shit now.
You know how mad I'd be if my fucking fish went bad, nigga. I'd be mad at the motherfucker.
I'm hella dead. Yeah. But imagine the fish going bad. The fish died. All the food in your fridges. The
Yeah.
toilets don't work. All that shit done. Like,
See, when that shit happened in Texas, right, when they had lost all that power, you see what I'm saying? You know,
Yep.
man. That's what
My
I'm trying,
cousin.
trying to get my mother to do this shit. So you know, I can see how this. You know, I want to see how bad. You know, pros and cons of it.
They got the plumbing connected to the grid now, like, because these toilets, they're making these toilets programmable and electronic. They're making everything electronic. The cars, I mean, your toilets, your central heating and air. I mean, the shit that's in the what is it? The fucking the padding of the house, the your water lines, everything, bro. At this point, so there's always some shit. That's always some shit I tend to think about, is because there's always you never know when the next event could happen on Earth coming into our atmosphere, because you know these motherfuckers gonna be paying attention to the sky like that, or the environment, obviously.
So what's up to you, Wilson? How's the army life treating you?
Hey, what's up? I just got back. You was doing the stream earlier. I just got back and I wanted to jump on. I didn't know if you talked about it earlier.
I'm watching it now.
But same risk with the wildfires too.
But
the wildfires too.
Charles, was you talking about the incident that happened?
Yeah.
That was that bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass CEO, broke ass CEO, CEO.
No, we're talking about the earlier when we talked about the lieutenant being
dude who just got arrested in pepper. Well, not just, but arrested in pepper spray during a traffic stop. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
That shit was, bruh.
It was messed up, man. Cause the cop could have had enough sense to come on, give him the benefit of the doubt of like. You see the dude in uniform, you gonna treat him like that? That shit was uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. That's insane. The thing is that I know guys. I don't know. You could tell me how it is now, but at least I know guys that are a little bit older and they're like 40s, 30s, and 40s and shit. They told me stories. They've beaten the shit out of police officers for less.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're talking like that type of shit right there don't fly. They would have got revenge on the motherfuckers.
Put it to you this way: there's times where people ask me, what do you do that's so important? Keep motherfuckers like you from getting your ass whooped. You don't mistreat people. I keep telling people, you don't mistreat people. Karma's a motherfucker. The laws of Mahad are real.
Sure is, motherfucker. We gonna see your ass out on patrol.
Yeah.
And you gotta realize, like, yo, these cops are making my job more dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
They are, yeah.
And then here it is, right? You could be at a traffic stop, there's times I'll pull up a guy and be like, look, your tail light's out, not the worst thing in the world, go get it fixed.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to stop some cars. Cool. I stopped the car. Told him his tail light was out. Here's the little stop. Here's the little stop receipt to show them proof. Like, okay, but you want to go harder than what has to be. Like I said, I would be more comfortable if the guy was in full uniform. I'm not giving no goddamn veteran or military personnel a ticket unless I have to.
Yeah.
Unless you're drunk driving or something. No. There's some shit that I'm not giving no correctional officers, no police, unless I have to. Now,
what happened to the respect for the flag, though? Respect for the boys in blue, though. What happened?
And then here's the part that kills me is that this guy talking about, you need to listen, you need to obey, you need to comply.
Yeah.
Just comply. Like, like,
you got it.
You're disgusting with that, man. He was totally disgusting. And then,
so I want to show what uniforms on. I just wanted to change some shit real quick. All right, since niggas want to show up in uniform, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Since motherfuckers want to show up in uniform, Charles. You know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker want to come up there, style and profile, put his little
everything. Give me one when you got two chicks pinning some rank on you, man. There you go. I got two sisters pinning rank on me, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
So shit, see, the craziest part about it is that this is going to become an epidemic where it's going to be an unspoken word. We can't hire white people to be police.
True.
It's going to become an unspoken word or rule where they're going to be like, look, we can't hire you. You're getting us fucking sued. You're mistreating people. You're making us look bad. What's wrong with you?
Well, I think there's a clear delineation in between fucking with a normal civilian and fucking with a service member. There's a clear there's a clear line there. And the thing is that, you know, like I said, I mean, you don't fuck with soldiers in uniform like as a cop
a
often.
uniform man to get on his knees.
Yeah, you're out of your mind. You've lost it.
Man.
You have lost it. At that point, like I said, I've heard of guys coming off base and beating the fuck out of cops for shit like that. I've heard about it.
Work. Yeah, that's not police work.
Allegedly, have I seen it? Allegedly, wink, wink, honk, honk.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, number one, you gonna tell this guy to get on his knees? Well, I'm a veteran and I know how to listen.
No, you know, he said I know how to obey.
Obey, yeah.
That's what he said. This motherfucker crazy.
And here's my craziness.
Just took it to left.
And this is a fucking Hispanic motherfucker.
Broken.
Hispanic.
White Hispanic.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I keep telling y'all, man, y'all don't have any allies.
No, we
don't.
don't
have allies.
Nope.
And people get mad when I tell them this shit. Like, bro.
Where's his base? Where is he based out of? I'm looking. Where is he based out of?
Somewhere, Virginia.
He's at Windsor. Yeah, at Windsor.
Oh, okay.
I bring the map.
I was gonna say if that was somewhere in Texas, man, boy, he'd be in for some trouble, bro. I promise you.
So now he is.
Oh yeah, he can't go nowhere.
And then he's blackballed.
Yeah,
he's blackballed. They're not even gonna let you resign. They're gonna say you're fired. You're terminated.
Yeah, but the problem is you can get hired somewhere else, though. You know, maybe
once you get fired, once you get fired, you can't lateral over to any other agency. No, you're blackballed.
Hey, does
he can't get hired in Florida somewhere?
No, you're blackballed.
Nope. You're blackballed. Does he get a pension?
They'll put it to you this way. No, you're blackballed. No, if you're fired, fuck your pension.
I know the second lieutenant is going to get a fat check, though.
Yeah, and then you had the sergeant major in the Army. My nephew sent me an article where the sergeant major in the Army spoke up for the lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying, why are you fucking with our soldiers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's lucky. That fucking cop, he's really lucky, actually, believe it or not. Because it could have gone so much, it could have gone so left for him. I'm surprised that we didn't hear another story, to be honest. But I mean, times have changed, I guess. So,
I bring
from
up
what I've heard,
Charles. So I bring up the map, show cats where it's at.
Okay.
To avoid that motherfucker.
Hey, bro, don't think they're not gonna do it now. But the army, they always get even. They always give you what you got. It may take a couple years down the line.
Say it again.
Is that your U.S. Highway 58 where you get off 95 to go to Norfolk?
I'm not sure. No.
It looks like it. It looks like it.
258. Yeah, you're right. It's 58. You're right.
Yeah, that's the racist street. That's the most racist highway I've ever been on.
Yeah, they're out there waiting for you too. Everything over here, the cops out here waiting for you. 64. Yes. They waiting for you.
Oh yeah, by Hampton and Carrollton.
Yeah, they're big on getting tickets. That's how they make money. So you just gotta watch your speeding when you're out there, because I got caught a few times. But since we're on the map, man, I'm gonna show you.
He was driving under the speed limit. So I mean, shit. Apparently, it don't matter.
Let me show you where I'm at, man. Let me show you where I'm at.
He got pulled over because of the tag. He shouldn't have called it in for a felony. He already gonna get in trouble for that because he got pulled over for the tag.
Oh, that's your house right there? Oh, yeah,
it's my house right here, man. But check this out. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me show y'all something.
Somebody in your house, Jay Sean. I'm looking at stuff, looking in the window.
Let me show you something gangster about my crib. Right, so that's how the house looked a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we go down here. See, I don't mind showing my shit because my shit's real. So we go down here, right? I'm gonna show you something. See how this is updates? You see this blue house right here? This is a white family.
Yeah.
If I go forward a little bit more, right, there's gonna be another house right here. Hold on. Right here. This is a black family.
Yeah.
And right here, this is another black family. And that's a white family right here, and this is a black family right here in this big house. And look, this is my house right here. You saw it was yellow, right?
Are these black SBA? Are these black other?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know the first family over here, they black, the FBA. I'm not sure about this family here. I ain't talked to them. They look like it though. This is my house right here. You see the color change?
Yeah.
Yeah, my house has been updated. You know, I'm upgraded. So You know, even the shed, nigga. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, the
you know, and
Sergeant Major Michael Ginston spoke out about this. He actually spoke out about it on Twitter. And, you know, the people are pissed.
Yeah.
People are pissed. Like, really? Like,
yeah, Virginia, it's not gonna work. Yeah. It's not gonna work.
You know what?
We too integrated there. Yeah.
What's your honest opinion you think is going to happen to the two cops? I know the one was fired. What about the other one?
Man,
he's gonna be fired. He's eventually gonna be fired. In my professional opinion.
No, the cop already got fired.
No,
one of them, not the other one.
One of them got fired, not both of them.
Because
was it the old dude or the young one?
The Latino dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They might let the other one go because I think he was the lower ranking. He was just doing what he was told, so he might just get reprimanded. I don't think they're gonna fire that young dude.
That dude was fucking reckless. He was reckless.
Because you could tell he chilled out. If you look at that young white one,
he was scared a little bit. He didn't know what to do.
He started after
he's shaking on the trigger like that. Dude is reckless.
He put his gun down because it's like once he sprayed him, you can see the look in his face. Like, hold on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we really about to kill this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
You can see it in him. Yeah.
Yeah, you see it in him. You know what I mean? You watch it. So I think he's going to get reprimanded. You know what I mean? But he's so young on the force, and he wasn't in charge.
Well,
you know
I'm going to tell you this way. Most likely, he's going to go through training. He's definitely going to go through retraining if they don't fire him.
Yeah.
But that's an iffy subject. Like, look, I keep telling you, a lot of these white Hispanics don't give a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they don't.
One thing about a lot of these Hispanics, they always trying to bat for the winning team. If it's popular to act black in your neighborhood, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna act black. But they get around some white people, all that hood shit's gonna go out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
And look what he did. And you're gonna tell me. And then, like I said earlier, notice how he just tried to demean him. What are you, a specialist corporal? I'm a lieutenant.
He's a lieutenant.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a commissioned officer.
Yeah,
he knows, right? Yeah, let's go back. Look what that's at. Hold up. Let me show you something. This is why this is really bullshit. When's this down here? You know what's over here? In Norfolk, Virginia Beach area? It's nothing but military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about Navy, and then you got like Fort Eustis, and Army bases everywhere, man.
I was stationed at Fort Eustis.
Yeah, so this is not people
who are not
familiar. He's not familiar with it.
His rims was too big. His windows was too thin.
Nah, he still. As soon as he saw that uniform, the jig should have been up.
Yeah,
when
he was still a Negro.
He should have changed a different tune.
Number one,
well, he was in uniform. He's still active duty. You don't do shit like that. You don't do that.
I'm just saying. Well, the point is, he's gonna do shit like that on camera. But if you remember,
I'm telling you, you still don't do shit like that because there are consequences, very real, tangible consequences.
Weren't they lynching black soldiers when they were coming back from World War II?
There's a difference.
But they don't tell you the difference too. There were a lot of dead white people who tried as well.
Yeah,
like this whole area right here where these I remember I got into that debate when I was at the debate with Fantastic, and I brought this up. You know, the shipyards. The shipyards in Norfolk.
Jay Sean, you forgot we don't no longer call him Mr. Fantastic. He was referred to as Mrs.
Fantastic.
He's either Mrs. Fantasia or the Invisible Woman.
Marvel Girl.
All right, that
Wonder Woman.
When I debated that nigga, we talked about the shipyards. So we had the shipyards in Annapolis and the shipyards down here. And the history of it is that's one of the places where we turned up. We had race riots at the shipyard. We was fighting for fair pay and and jobs and all that. And we were segregated. You know what I mean? So we would get into these clashes with other poor white men at the shipyards. This is history. You can look this shit up. So the point where Roosevelt had to sign executive orders, then Truman signed executive orders, and that's really how they built what you call government contracting.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, pay and all that. It was built on the back of us fighting for equal pay and jobs in the shipyards.
But hold on, Jason. How you have a debate with a nigga that's supposed to be ain't he in the Navy?
Yeah, he is.
Ain't you in the Army?
Just like the other nigga had a degree in information.
Well, look,
but he's still lacking.
What the fuck is his? What's his ranking in MO? What is he doing?
Seaman, because he likes a lot of it.
Hey,
Y'all niggas is wild.
He's got a
this
lower
is the
rank.
crazy thing, Jason. Though
So
he
hold on,
tried to
what did he do? God damn, catch me up, man.
he
What
tried to
happened?
Yeah,
go
like
against.
what?
Okay, Friday.
I've been
This what happened.
I've been busy, man. What happened?
Friday, he was on art panel. He tried to go against the whole squad, try to tell everybody
Watch the
he's
3 hour
gonna
mark.
prove to them what's going on and why. Um, what's his name?
We
Damn,
talking
I
about,
forgot
was
his
it
first
George
name.
Floyd again?
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was like,
the
George
case.
Floyd
And in that
deserved
debate
this,
with
and
VA.
he
Oh
got
my God.
this, and then look, this is the crazy part, Jay Sean. He tried to go first. He tried to go against Rodney Coleman, who is an RN in the health field. He's
Mhm.
gonna tell him he don't know what he's talking about, and he was like, "Dude, I do this and I do this and I know this and I know that." He's like, nah, see, but you're not the medical doctor that did this and did that.
But
He
he
said,
told
"Dude,
him,
I've been
and
doing this for
Rodney
this long."
asked him,
He's like, how have you been in? He said, what kind of medical training do you have? He's like, "Well, I know CPR."
How old was this nigga, man? How old was this nigga?
He's in his
Hey,
late 30s. He's a
He's too
clown, man.
old. He's
Is
too
he a
old for
fucking?
that.
He's too
He's not
stupid.
a.
and
Okay,
keep
so
on
he's not a
explaining the
millennial.
sheet. And yeah,
and
he keep
then
on explaining the sheet.
and then after that, okay, Art drops him down. He brings Charles up. He tells Charles,
Mhm.
"Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that." I mean, for one, he's arguing with
What's
people
up,
that are
fellas?
in
What's
these
up?
fields.
What's
What's
up,
up,
What's
bro?
going
Gone,
on now?
Mel.
What up,
what's
man?
up,
He's
Alamo?
arguing with people in these fields. So Charles is talking to him. Charles is just, yeah, this and this and that is that. And he's like, "See, Charles, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have enough experience as a 30, 40-year vet, been on the force." And I'm like, so I
And then
need
I
30
told,
years to
and this is where I'm gonna cut in. Number one, most of these guys in these little fucked up towns, and let me put it to you this way, the equivalent. Most of these guys who worked 20 years in some of these jurisdictions never even pulled out their gun. I pulled out my gun in field training. I wasn't even official. I haven't even graduated yet. Okay, so number one, I've handled shit in 6 months that some of these motherfuckers gonna do in 10 to 20 years. You don't know what the fuck. Maryland's one of the strictest states to be a cop. Okay, okay. The requirements for us to hit all these fucking bullet points and check marks is
Elijah,
stringent.
is Ethan finished?
Huh?
What are you doing?
And
I don't think he's talking to us.
okay,
Oh, I'm
but
talking to my
so
son. My bad.
and you got to realize it. This is a guy who, like I asked him, how much experience do you have in law enforcement and criminal investigation? Zero. Then what the
0.
fuck are you talking to me for? Because number one, let's break this shit down. Did he cause the death of George Floyd? Yes, because you just turned this over a $20 bill that was supposed to allegedly be counterfeit. You know what we do to that shit, man? We take the fucking $20 bill. If the guy got something, we make him return back the services and turn back whatever goods, and we basically turn this $20 in. We submit it. So we're not getting on the phone and calling Secret Service, by the way, who handles counterfeiting. But a dumb motherfucker like him doesn't know that. So if this guy is on drugs, why are you putting your knee on him with it, smiling at the camera with your hands in your pocket? Now that doesn't show you intent.
I don't know what this nigga's MOS is, but someone needs to pull it.
It's called swabbing the deck.
That niggas is wilding. Oh my god!
Someone needs to pull this. Someone needs to pull
pull
this nigga's card because this is
I'm
getting
gonna tell you what
ridiculous.
I know what he is. He's a dark-skinned guy from Georgia who hates his skin. He's been teased about it.
Facts.
He's been teased by girls about it. So once he gets a chance to move out the fucking hood or the country for that fucking bumpkin, he wants to say, "I'm not like those niggas. I'm better than them. Niggas always causing crimes." It's the same shit with MOT. I'm better than these niggas.
Dark side.
You like a what's the name? Uncle Ruckus type.
He hates everything
He's
about
Steven.
himself.
He's Steven.
He hates everything
who
about
that nigga
himself.
that on that nag? Who that nigga on that damn nag?
Yeah, and he hates
That nigga Sam Jackson murdered that role, man. God, Sam Jackson killed
And he also used the term smart nigga. He's I'm a smart nigga. That's fantastic, sir. I mean Fantasia. That's his turn.
Yeah.
I'm a smart
Hey,
nigga.
Man, y'all got beef with Fantastic. Damn.
And
That nigga
here's the
said,
crazy part.
nigga said, you know that nigga, don't you? Don't you?
Yep.
yeah.
And here's the crazy part, right? The craziness of it all is this. Somewhere in social media, they're gonna pick a guy like him or Brandon Tatum to speak on this shit.
It's gonna be him.
Oh,
And he's gonna justify.
He's loud. He's loud. He's loud. You got to understand. He wants to be the loudest in the room. He don't give a
who y'all
fuck.
talking about?
Fantastic.
We're talking about the Invisible Woman.
I'm looking
Yeah.
right now
Invisible Woman. Yeah.
at what he
I'm
could
asking you a question.
Hey,
possibly be.
why do y'all these niggas take pride in being buck broken? That's
I don't
crazy.
get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, let me ask you a question, Charles. Because my count was 4 police officers have testified pretty much against shaving. So two superiors, you got medical examiners, you got EMS people, all giving damaging testimony. So my question to you, Charles, is how regular is it for cops to testify against cops?
You talking about as high ranking as those guys? Never.
Never.
Never happens.
Never happens.
They are not gonna. You think that fucking major captain is gonna sacrifice that $200,000 a year job for your dumb ass?
Bro, he said he been in for 17 years, right? He been in for 17
Ain't still
years.
learned a damn thing. He has not learned a damn thing in the military.
If he's doing electrical, his rank is probably E1 to E6. If anybody knew about what the fuck he was doing, dude, he'd be absolutely slayed for it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know why niggas want to die on this hill, man. You know what I mean? Look, here's the thing about the fentanyl argument. That was an argument put out by the defense. Fentanyl is not an upper. When I saw the video right before he got arrested, he was in. This dude, George Floyd, was in the store doing the diddy bop. He was in there doing the diddy bop. So if he was on something, he was on the upper. Fentanyl is a serious depressant. You ever see those videos of the?
It's a tranquilizer.
It's a tranquilizer.
Yeah.
I mean, you ever see those videos of the white people, you know, passed out with a kid in the back seat? That's fentanyl. That's fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
If he was on fentanyl, this would be the easiest arrest in history.
But
if he was on fentanyl.
But guess what? Yes, raise your hands if you have experience dealing with multiple people on fentanyl. Nobody? I'll do it. But this nigga wants to tell me, oh, he was resisting arrest. No, you idiot. He was not. There's no way. Why would you take him out the vehicle?
Wow.
If he's
Now if he had fentanyl in his system
He's
2 days ago,
ridiculous.
it's like, look, Amsterdam is 4.5-hour drive from here, right? If I drive to Amsterdam this weekend, go get high, that THC is gonna be in my system for like 20 days, man. All right. If I get pulled over in 20 days and they pull my blood, then you're gonna say what? I was high when I got pulled over? No, it's just in my bloodstream. It's in my blood. So fentanyl was in the system. It's in the system. That don't mean he was on it at the time of his death.
As a matter
Well,
of
that's
fact,
the thing. And he didn't know. Sorry, go ahead, Charles. I'll go after you.
As a matter of fact, the toxicology will tell you how long it's been in the system.
Yeah, it was like 11 milligrams. Yeah, left in his blood. Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the dummy didn't even understand police tactics when I told him. Well, they were talking about, well, no, why would I take him out the vehicle if we had a struggle to put him in it in the first place?
Well, you initially didn't know.
They were in a dangerous situation. So you don't ride 10 blocks down the street and then switch him out to the medic or put him in the fucking medic and have 2 cops ride with him and you have a couple of cops secure their vehicles and drive off with them. Oh, you haven't been in that situation, have you? I have.
Well, he initially didn't know that how the toxicology report was initially done. He had no clue. I asked him, I'm like, so how exactly do they determine a toxicology? Because I asked him because this was a while ago before he showed up on the panel that we were all on. I was like, okay, he asked me, he's like, do you know how a toxicology report works? And I was like, yes, it's different in between a living person and a dead person. Okay, so do you understand how it's done on a dead person? And then he just got quiet. And I'm like, are you serious?
Matter of fact, PK, can you do us the honors of reading Shonda's comment?
Right. Absolutely. Jay, Shine, and Charles. We
Agreed.
gave fentanyl to the ICU patients on the ventilator to sedate them.
And that's a nurse practitioner, by the way.
Right.
I keep telling people, you're really insulting the intellect of a lot of our viewers on these streets. You don't know who knows what. Like, God damn it. Dr. Jeffrey Dunbar drops in here like Batman and then grapples his way out. He's a goddamn PhD in fucking biochemistry.
You trying to sell your bullshit.
We got Green Gorilla too.
Look what Shonda put in the chat room.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shonda.
And then you got Shonda, who has a master's in nursing and nurse management. We don't have idiots.
The people to sedate them.
We don't have idiots in these chats. You got PK who drives and other things he knows. He's not a dumb guy. You got a 19-year-old
just a driver.
No, these niggas ain't dumb. They just coons. It's the difference. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing.
See, they try to dumb down. Oh, Charles, you're a gorilla. Okay, I'll be that, but you're a dancing monkey.
I heard that one. Yeah.
And then it's crazy. Charles, it's like crazy. Like a lot of stuff that I do, I don't even really talk about it in this space like that, man. Like I just talk about life insurance. It's a lot of other stuff. Like, dude, if you actually seen what I do and how like the money and stuff I make, like you gotta get past A to get to B first. And a lot of guys, that's why I be laughing. I'm like, dude, you read one book and now you're a fucking scholar? God damn, where did you graduate from? Backyard University?
You know it's fun.
No, they didn't read the book. They didn't read a book. This is the issue. And this is the thing. If you have some sort of baseline knowledge, it would make some sense where they're coming from. But the thing is that they haven't read anything and they feel like they're scholars.
Nigga, not anything black. Shit. They didn't learn from the school of white supremacy, though. They definitely didn't learn from that school. That shit, that programming is deep in that damn brain.
What Art got on his panel, the YouTube Scholar Award. All the guys who get the YouTube Scholar Award, look at videos, look at other people talk about it, and then just spit it out as being facts. YouTube Scholar.
He's a pseudo-intellectual. That's all he is. He's a crybaby pseudo-intellectual. When you back him in the corner, he starts whining and screaming, just like DJ Kuda said. When his mic goes out, he starts yelling and screaming, and I said in the chat, he's drowning. There he goes again, drowning again. Like a woman.
I'm dying, motherfucker. That programming is hurting.
Y'all making fun of me. I'm Mr.
They be so brainwashed. I be thinking these supremacists be tattooing on the back of their brain stems, like they just be performing surgery on them, like this is a matrix or something. These motherfuckers be mind altered. Like I don't understand how you even develop these perspectives, brother.
He's a crybaby, man. You gotta laugh at his ass sometimes. He's just ignorant as hell, you know.
And he's emotional.
Yeah, he's a crybaby. He whines a lot.
Hey, but the crazy part with who is it? MOT, man. MOT shows a lot. He shows how he does his business. He's way more advanced in doing this. That's why I be kicking. I be like, I don't know what's up with MOT with this whole Pookie must die shit. I'm like, dude.
That's that BS, that game versus non-game nonsense. Yeah,
I didn't even know
the dark side. Let it go.
He really can be respected
Charles,
in this community.
Show that picture of what happened from the dark side. Him flying.
I didn't even know
some of these niggas gonna take the sword to Pookie or some shit. Like they gonna have some biblical battle or something with Pookie.
I didn't know that he was that far gone until I spoke to him recently because he didn't used to hold these opinions. And so when I spoke to him, I'm like, dude, like where is this all coming from? Because you didn't used to say shit like this. Where did this come from? This is new, at least as far as I heard. You know, and then he went on that tirade. You know, sir, I'm like, whoa.
Well, you got to remember. This is a fantastic or stragtastic. He's the guy on the bottom saying, I'm winning. I'm beating him. I got him. I'm winning. See, I got him. I'm winning.
Hey, share my screen real quick while y'all talking, Charles. I just want to show this in the background while y'all talking about this shit.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, so this is what fentanyl overdoses look like, y'all. So while y'all talking about it, motherfuckers passing the fuck out in the store.
I can tell you with one of my calls, we had a lady turn blue.
Damn.
And then you got to be careful touching fentanyl, and especially car fentanyl, because guess what? Her breathing stopped.
That's sick. See the child crying.
Like, when you put Narcan in their nose, it's like they resurrected.
Yep. Look at this shit. This is an epidemic, man. And the niggas is
It's
arguing with me,
awful.
talking about there's no epidemic. This is all over America, man.
But
And
you
the
got,
most,
but you
and
got
I
the
to know,
majority
agree.
white. Yeah.
you got a majority. The most of the people
Wait,
who are affected
opioid.
by these opioids are white.
Yeah,
But
white.
he
Yeah.
doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
hear. He doesn't want to hear that shit.
And it's
Hey
No,
Sean,
he
larger.
doesn't.
It's
But
bigger
it's
than the
gotta be
crack
the
epidemic ever
Negro.
was. You
hey
know, it's
Sean,
bigger than. I'm
if you
sorry.
got a chance, if you got a chance for a few minutes, can you come up here, love? Because we're gonna need some of your medical expertise if you're able. If you're not, we understand. That's what. Look what she said. That when they turn blue like that, like
Turn
you're
blue like
talking
that.
to
Okay.
you're talking to experts in their fields. Like
Mm.
I would
The
rather listen to
brain,
her and Rodney than a fucking Stragtastic.
the brain's not getting enough oxygen. It's
Not my
suffocating.
people.
Remember,
Not my
remember,
people.
you don't want to listen to a guy who spent 14 years in one of the most fucking hardened cities in America. Well, these guys are more. Guess what? If you never pulled out your gun in 30 years, you never done shit.
Look at this one down here. You see the one down here, down the
Yeah.
alley,
Yeah,
high as
yeah, I
hell,
see
and
it.
just leaning. That's
Oh,
fentanyl.
that's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is crazy. And this is
that's
all
some
over
sick
rural
shit.
America right now. It's all over white
Mhm.
America right now.
But
And
a
it's
nigga,
larger
but a
than the
nigga
crack
just, a
epidemic ever
nigga just
was.
choked out.
It's like
A
their
nigga
heart
just choked
stopped.
out.
It's like their fucking heart stopped.
Look at him. He was getting up. Ah, Lee, go back when he was getting up.
Oh, you talking
That's
this
the
one here?
she. Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the
she. Yeah,
chick.
it's a
Yeah,
female. Yeah.
he was yeah, God. Woo.
And guess what they feel like? Their insides are burning because they'll
Mm.
hook that up with fucking heroin, and
Uh.
they can't stop moving because their insides feel like
Look
it's
at
on fire.
he just gyrating like hell. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Not,
I'm used to that shit. You
Yeah.
can't touch them
not my
because you
good
might
people.
absorb. The shit is so potent, you might absorb that shit through your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Not my good
Yeah, I
people.
heard that.
Don't you be
I
talking
heard
about my
that,
good
man.
people like that.
They will cut that shit with heroin,
Poor
and they will
C.
cut that shit with crack, and they call it
Not
Mm-hmm.
my
hot
good
Yep.
box.
people. Y'all stop talking about
She
my good
poor,
people like
man.
that.
Easy
Not my
she,
good
easy.
people. Come on now.
She easy.
Hey, in my country, in my
You better
country
see
town where I'm from, they
you
don't
better
do
read
that.
that
They gave
notice.
they
Wait,
we are
see,
taught
that's
to
why Bruce
respect
That
those.
nigga C is mean
True.
as fuck. You mean as fuck, G.
But wait a month,
Like one
officer.
of the Negroes.
Bruce said.
Oh shit, this nigga, man.
They my
they give them.
friend.
Yeah, they do. They do give you serious time for that shit. That shit will fucking stop your heart like a goddamn 44 Magnum.
Is that a
Apparently they
Narcan
kill
kit
niggas
right
too.
there? Is that a Narcan kit?
Yeah, that's
Go back.
They hand
Narcan.
out, they
Like
hand out white
we had
sicknesses too.
we had to carry the Narcan shit.
This shit crazy.
I mean, that Narcan kills any opiate. And then here's the crazy part about it: the junkie get mad with you because you killed their high. They gotta save your life.
Ain't nobody black in these fucking shows, man. You can. This is all over the internet. This is all over YouTube. This is
Mm-hmm.
not some shit that's hard to find. All I did was type in fentanyl.
Here's a question. Like,
That's
here's
it.
a question, right?
That is actually correct.
That's all you had to type in the search,
Fentanyl is
Jason, is
China's
fentanyl.
payback.
Okay.
Fentanyl
Well,
is
here's
well, fentanyl and carfentanil. You got to think about it. It's like fentanyl is like about 1,000 times more potent than what heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Carfentanil is 10,000 times. That's what you
Damn.
give.
Woo,
You use that
that's
to
a lot.
tranquilize. You use that to tranquilize elephants. It's so
Ah.
bad that these cops went to grab fentanyl off a junkie and absorbed it, and they immediately had to get rushed to the hospital because they went out just from the pores of their fucking fingers.
Mm.
People be like, "Why the cops wearing gloves? We don't like the gloves." And nigga, I don't know what you got.
This is the face of the shit, man.
I had to fucking Hulk Hogan kick a motherfucker away from me because they
Well,
were trying to grab me.
here's the thing, though, and a lot of people keep missing this, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people get introduced to this shit like through taking pain prescriptions for shit.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So this isn't initially a
Now, see
street
right here,
drug.
this is the perfect
Yeah,
example
oh, that nigga
of what
leaning,
it is.
bro.
Right? You see, the
He
lean,
leaning
that's what
hard
it's
Green
too.
bean.
when you overdosing on
Green bean.
first of all, if you overdosing on fentanyl, you're not even standing. But if you got it, if you just took it, this is what you at right here. You leaning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You leaning hard. You know what I mean? So if my boy was on something, he was on an upper. Because like I said, when you watch the cam footage from the inside the store right before the shit happened, he was dancing
Right.
and shit. He was like, he was doing a diddy bop in that bitch. You know what I mean? He was.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was jiggy. That nigga was good.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in high spirits.
Number
So
one, what happens to the water system is this: you actually had cases like that where people were getting high and fucked up.
hold on, I gotta see
water.
this.
Yo, this nigga's injecting it.
I gotta see this. I gotta see it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, he's smoking. He about to.
yeah, they
he
put
about
it
to
with
freebase
heroin.
that motherfucker. Ooh.
Damn.
Dog is right. Yeah.
Like,
Oh
like
my
this,
God.
did I tell you what the fuck they did? They'll inject it with some heroin.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
I was saying, what's the brown stuff in the needle? It's something brown in the needle.
That's heroin.
It don't
That's
matter.
heroin,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
heroin. Mhm.
This motherfucker hand so dirty. I thought he was black. God damn.
She go to bed. She go to bed.
I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah, ain't a brother. I'm like,
That's a shot.
And look at his veins. They almost
look at
collapsed.
the track.
Oh my God.
Track, baby.
Damn.
We gotta get a new one. Gotta get a new one.
Oh man.
This nigga, bro.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
God
crazy.
damn, bro.
Oh, that's the blood. Okay. God, this nigga's taking straight fentanyl.
And then
Nah,
by the
you
way,
gotta take out his blood and push it back
His
in.
blood is not even red, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it's blue, man.
Blood is blue greenish.
Yeah.
Blue greenish, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when it's in the vein, when it's in the veins, it's not oxidized.
And by the way, we don't even know if that syringe is clean.
Nah.
It's not clean. No, it's filthy.
It's filthy as a motherfucker. Then on top of that, he's got a little heroin or a little crack cocaine in his shit. Mostly it's gonna be heroin. And this guy's putting all that tranquilizer in his fucking system. You know he's about as sick as a fucking stack of dimes. And he's gonna take about 5 steps
and pass the fuck out.
Yeah. But yet, notice this. See, this is the reason why I go through these debates, and I said I don't like debating people. Not because I lose, because I'm still undefeated. It's because if you're going to tell me that it's blacks who are doing this shit, then you fucking out your mind. How can poor black people bring drugs to their own fucking neighborhoods?
Yeah, so remember this guy named Mike Pence. He was the vice president.
Yeah.
When he was in the Senate, he used to fight back against the needle program. He said the needle programs were some, commie, leftist program that's going to promote drug use, right? So then when he was governor of Indiana, for a whole year, he wouldn't do nothing about it. So they had an HIV outbreak in Indiana.
They did.
Right? And then after he had to turn to, guess what, a needle program, and that was all white. Matter of fact, Vice has an episode of this where they have a police officer driving around, and this is sad, Charles. The police officer is driving the Vice reporter around, and he's showing all these white people, getting high. And the episode starts off with this white chick getting high in her room, and then her child calls her, and she ties her hair up, and she goes to the kitchen and starts cooking food. After she just shot up, and then guess what? The cop that was, taking the reporter around, his own daughter is on the shit.
Yeah, man.
So he's out on a patrol while he don't know where his daughter's at. This is in Indiana.
Yeah.
I live in Indiana. Yeah, this shit is real. This shit is here. They be out during the daytime tweaking.
And by the way, thank you, Shonda, for verifying a lot of the stuff we're saying through your expertise. See, facts over fiction over here. And this is the shit that I be telling people about.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a heroin. That's a smackhead right there. Look at him. Just the way there's that dead look in his eyes and everything. I mean,
he's twitching a little bit.
Look, that's because that shit is taking effect on him.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Go ahead.
I work with one of these dudes.
This shit, man. This reminds me of
nigga twitching, nigga scratching and shit. Popping out of nowhere and shit, wide-eyed. Yeah.
This shit remind me of the crack 80s, man, when I was a kid. I used to see shit like alleys, like streets like this all the time. This is sad, man.
He could fix the car high, though. I told him that. Nigga could fix, he fixed away his ass off a car, nigga, but that nigga was tweaking.
But you talking about a fucking plague. This shit is like a fucking plague. Imagine you, and remember this. They're still doing this shit under COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. They out there. I seen them out there shivering during the fucking wintertime, literally walking. No bullshit. Seeing these motherfuckers, I'm looking like,
even
God damn.
COVID, they just want to die. They the first ones to go, Yeah.
Some of the motherfuckers I ain't seen since. There's a couple of them I see. They stand outside. Some of them actually
I ain't seen
stand
that one
outside
black
on the
yet,
fucking
man.
corner. And they just sit on the corner trying to beg for money, and then like during the nighttime, you see them start to tweak and shit. You know what I mean? So
But
I mean, they out here.
But you're gonna have guys like Coontastic saying, "Well, niggas are committing the crimes." But you got Sally Jesse Raphael after the news, right there, with the teeth about to fall out her fucking mouth, looking like the second coming of Bruce Jenner.
They're going to Mad Bus Driver Stargate. Mad Bus Driver, where you at, Mad Bus Driver? They go Stargate.
Charles.
And then look, yep.
What's up, man? I know that woman. She's not. She looks like she looks like one of those one of the people work inside that clinic. You know.
Yeah, she's like an ex-addict that's helping out. She's
Yeah,
one of the good people. Yeah.
I know an ex-addict actually. I personally know an ex-addict, and you know, she told me her story, what happened with her issues with heroin, how she lost her kids and everything due to it, but she was able to like get clean. Well, not really get clean, but she was able to get herself off that shit. She switched.
And the best ones to help them too, because they know exactly what to do.
Yeah, you got to think that methadone.
She's been trying to help people. No, fuck that. And I'm speaking. I mean, I'm for real when I say fuck that methadone shit.
I'm agreeing with you.
Is low grade. That is low grade heroin. It's basically you turn these people into functioning addicts. You have no idea. If I may, let me finish. Just let me finish. You guys have no idea how much. Yeah, I know. You have no idea how much that methadone is profitable to pharmaceuticals. Wait a minute. Somebody's got an echo.
Fucking body can't even function without this shit.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, look at him. That.
I won't use that from now on.
I think somebody who just came in.
Oh, it's just me.
I did. Oh.
Mute up real quick.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah, that was you. No.
I won't use that nickname. Mr. Fragile Tastic. I won't use that from now on if he jumps on the
I think Sonda might have the winner right there. Mr. Fragile Tastic.
I like that. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, can y'all hear me? Oh shit! Is it? I think I know what's wrong.
Echo, brother.
And it's funny. I hate hearing myself.
Oh shit, brother.
PJ's muted.
This shit sound cool.
Hey, motherfuckers.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Actually, Another Day in Paradise would be the accurate song to describe the situation.
I'm just looking at this shit, and I'm just like, this nigga never even had one drug bust. This nigga never found a fucking body on the ground. And he has the nerve to tell me I'm not fucking seasoned enough. Nigga, don't test me. Because first and foremost, a lot of them niggas like him, the only way they could have made it out was the military. It wasn't because he was that fucking smart. The only way, like,
couldn't hoop either. He couldn't hoop either. You know them niggas always try that shit. He couldn't sprint. He didn't have the stamina either.
This is a German channel. DW, that's a German channel right there.
Yeah, he's in Germany.
Deutsche Welle, okay.
And it's funny.
Oh, what's good? What's good? What's good, Wu-Tang? Sorry, I forgot your name all of a sudden. My bad.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I mean, I'm out here. Yeah, so yeah, these documentaries, man, all over the world. Here's the thing, man. The whole world knows what's going on in North America.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Happening in China too.
Yo, hold on a second. Hold up. You ever seen how fucked up things were like in the 80s and 90s in Switzerland or parts of Germany? There were certain parts in Switzerland. There were, I think in Geneva, I believe it. Either Geneva or in Bern. No, sorry, Bonn. There was a certain part. People go there to shoot up until the cops went in there and cleaned it up. Oh, this guy's like ODing, I think. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gone, bro. He's gone.
More than 70,000 Americans died from a drug overdose in 2017. Come on, man.
Most of it is an opioid.
I mean, we all we want to do is shit on black people. You know,
Yeah.
like nobody else is suffering in the world.
Dude,
But they
you
try to
should have
get
seen
us.
him. You should have seen Oslo in
That's sad right there.
Yo.
Yeah, that's happens.
Oh yeah, that guy collapsed right there. That dude on the bus, he just collapsed.
Yeah.
This guy,
And
this
it's
dude
getting so
50.
bad where they giving these niggas Narcan who are all hooked on these opioids, so somebody can actually say they're giving them Narcan for not for them to use, but for other people when they pass the fuck out to get them to fucking save their life.
You can't wake these people up.
It's like an adrenaline shot and shit, right?
Yeah. It's like it kills
So
all
then-
it
Like
kills all
adrenaline
the
straight to the
it,
heart.
it eats up all the opioids in their system.
Y'all read that
So
shit on the screen, man. You see that shit, Charles?
Yeah, drug overdose and
overdoses
now
are now
lead
the leading cause of death for Americans under 50.
under 50.
How the
Yep.
fuck?
This shit makes my veins hurt, man. Just looking at this shit.
True.
Damn.
You have
I'm
not.
gonna say something
you
else.
have not seen the worst of it, John.
Let me just say this
All
real
right, go
quick,
ahead,
man,
Sean.
because I'm about to hop over. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I'm about to
say this real quick. Man. If we can't, brothers, I don't mean to sound callous, but if we can't compete right now, if we can't get our shit together now and compete now, you understand me? I'm gonna just leave it there.
You deserve what the fuck you get. I'm gonna just say
leave it
you
there,
deserve
man.
what the
20
fuck you
years
get.
from now, 20 years from now, this is still gonna be here. This shit will still be on the internet. And what the fuck did we do in this time frame? What did we do? Did we compete for hoes? Or did we go out here and we get our shit together as men and start practicing good economics
And I can already guess the answer probably. We probably competed for hoes, to be honest.
And I already know. I can foresee and I can foresee.
It's all about survival, Jay Sean. At this point, you know, we'll get there. It's only a select few's gonna make it. You know? That's all it is.
It's not just that. Understand that. What was it like? BJS talked about this one cat, Craig Hewitt. Understand that they are still afraid of y'all. They're still afraid of y'all, especially considering how many of y'all are still enlisted in the armed forces and coming back.
Yeah.
They're hoping that those of you enlist are still so fucked up from the PTSD and all that you ain't gonna try to do nothing.
I mean, that's done by design, though. I'm not worried about that. The ones like knows the truth, like these three spaces that's kind of divided. Where I heard about the Black Power stuff from Art, that's already been said and done. It's your responsibility to be your own leader and help others that's willing to listen to you. Because BGS done laid the groundwork for you. You just got to do it, you know. And he's not being nice about it. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? And how do you pronounce your name?
Sir Obadiah.
So Sir Obadiah. See,
yeah.
I'm gonna just say this before we end it off with everybody's final thoughts. You got nurse practitioners, ER nurses, PhDs in philosophy, cultural studies, 2 in biochemistry. You have computer programmers. You got Jay Sean with the top secret shit he does that we can't mention. You got so many. You got truck drivers who are basically the bloodstream, who are basically the arteries and the red blood cells to our fucking country. You have all these people who are so versatile in this country alone, in this space. And we can't allow these idiots to speak up for us anymore. We can't. We can't allow our voices not to be heard on what's right and what's wrong. I don't get it. I'm a police officer, but I've been black a long time before I was police, and I'll be black a long time during
and after.
And definitely after. Well, these niggas here, then guess what? This is how America looks at you, jackass. Is one big nigga. You really think that if a race war broke out, they're gonna not choose you? They're not gonna try to shoot at you? This is a white Hispanic, a so-called minority himself, and this is what he's saying to a lieutenant, a service member. If you don't wake up and smell the coffee and say we need to get our shit together, then you deserve what the fuck you get. Because everybody should have been disgusted. Every service member, every police officer, every fucking veteran should have been fucking disgusted. Every goddamn civilian should have been disgusted. Because that guy supposedly a veteran, where he's just a fucking criminal and a thug in uniform, took a mighty good shit on our flag and our beliefs. Here it is. The best of us can't even get no reprieve. I want you to really think that in. This isn't some Pookie and Ray Ray. The best of us, the people who go off to defend us and represent us, is treated like this. Where was he resisting arrest? Where wasn't he complying? You're supposed to be a goddamn professional. Where was the professionalism?
They gave him 2 different orders too.
But yet, I get a goddamn person. Yep. I get a goddamn wannabe fucking service member with some fucking racial fucking colorism issues who thinks he know more than me about police tactics and ethics. See, number one, you sit down and shut the fuck up and learn. But you're so much of a fucking narcissist, you can't see your asshole from your elbow. But you know what? The beautiful thing about America is everybody gets their nigga wake-up call. Including you, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Including you. The same time, you got a the same motherfucker who will get up there and have a white guy shitting on black women, and he's agreeing. Yeah. He's invited to the cookout. Yeah. But you ain't got no fucking heat to him. But when a white guy came up there saying some passive-aggressive racist shit, I check his ass at the door. Both incidents are recorded, nigga.
And you check the white guy up here, Charles. Yeah.
So this motherfucker, I can't stand these phony motherfuckers. Why should people listen to you? Show us your work. Because a lot of times if you show the work that people put up, they ain't got shit to show for it. So we're going to end off with everybody's closing remarks.
Yeah, I'll go real quick because I got to hop off of here, man. But I'll just say this, man. I don't know why anybody went down this hill. I mean, when law enforcement is, testifying against law enforcement, it's pretty much a wrap, but there's some people, man, the programming is deep in us. We got to understand that. And that's part of the game. That's one of the hurdles we're going to have to deal with. Just like we got programmed females out here, we got programmed brothers out here. So all I would say is, look, for those of us who are really thinking and trying to learn more and trying to do better, get your weight up, do the best you can, take care of your family, and start looking for each other. Try to do business with each other. That's the only way we're going to get out of this situation. There's so much opportunity right now for us as black men. And if you're really a visionary, you see the great opportunity. There's some out here who think the black community is done. It's collapsed. Okay. Fine. If I agree with that, let's all agree with that. Then that means we have an opportunity to build something new. And that takes craziest men with big balls. And I got huge balls. Okay. And I want you to join me with I want you to be part of the big ball game. All right. I'm part of that big ball gang. I have no fear. I have one life to live. And I'm going to live this shit to the fullest. And I want y'all brothers to do the same thing. And let's have fun doing it. To me, building is fun. To me, the hard work and the struggle and the stress, to me, that's fun to me. Now, some niggas are not like me. I get it. You know what I mean? But me, I work well under pressure. The more pressure, the better. If there's no pressure in life, then I don't feel like I'm living. I look for projects. I look for something to challenge myself with. So that's just my makeup. I've always been that way. So whether I was born in the suburbs of America or I was born in the ghetto of America, I was still going to be who I was. All right. So find out who you are, be who you are, and be who you are to the fullest, man. That's all I got to say on the matter, man. We're not done by a long shot, and we have an opportunity right now. These Chinese motherfuckers are flooding the country with fentanyl for a reason because they're trying to take it. America is this diamond in the rough because if you look at it as a credit system that it is, the nuclear arsenal that it is, the military arsenal that it is, why wouldn't you want to take it? You know what I'm saying? So, and then there's also this group of white people on the high end who want some eugenic shit, who want to kill off not just black people or undesirables that are non-white, but also undesirables that are white. That's always been part of America. America has not changed. It's been anti-black and some eugenic shit since the fucking its conception. All right. And it's all business. So me getting the high end handle ours. So like I always say, business is life, life is business. Y'all brothers handle yours. I'm gonna hop off of here. Thanks for having me, Charles, man. It's good to chop up with y'all brothers again. And
always a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
You, man.
No doubt, man. Y'all be
Appreciate
good
it,
where
Big
y'all are,
Tom.
man.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Anybody else got last thoughts?
Yeah, I go
got
real
last thought.
quick. I just want to
Go
go
ahead.
real
Go ahead.
quick. It ain't even gonna take me that long to be honest. Yeah, so everyone's nigga, if you black, your nigga wake up call is it's gonna happen to you eventually. Might take some time because you out there, uh keeping it all in the Navy and whatnot. But eventually, y'all folks and everyone else that, sees things like you do, y'all gonna wake up eventually because eventually you're gonna get your card pulled out here. You know what I mean? It happens to the best of us and it happens to the worst of us. Truth is, it's just a matter of time before you get your card pulled, though. Let's just hope it's not fatal for you like it is for some brothers, you know. And as far as the information is concerned, start listening to experts, man. They're experts out here for a reason. They experts for a reason, especially when they got years under their belt. You know, I'm just a truck driver at the end of the day. I don't know much. I don't pretend to know much. But the thing is that what I do know, I read. Okay. I don't pretend that I know something I don't. If I don't know something, I say I don't know. It's not hard to do. Suck up your pride, suck up your ego, set that to the side and just say, okay, I don't know. And go find out the information before you open your mouth. It's that simple. It really isn't that difficult, you know. And to end it off, I'm just going to post how toxicology reports are done. Okay. I just want people to know. So if you ever get confused about some shit, just go read the shit. It ain't that hard. It'll take you probably about 10 minutes out of your day. Read it, figure it out. Now you know it for life now. Congrats. You just became a novice in understanding how a toxicology report is actually done without even performing it yourself. It's not that hard. Takes you probably a 5-minute Google search. A lot of information can be figured out that way, at least the rudimentary type. Now, for deeper conversations, do more research than that. Okay. Otherwise, you come up on these panels and get called a YouTube scholar. Don't be one of those. All right. Uh, do a little bit more underlying research if you really want to be able to hold a candle to any of these people who have studied things for years on end. All right. So that's my closing thoughts. Have a good night, y'all.
Night.
All right, peace, BK.
I would
Good night.
like, if I could
Go
go
ahead and
next,
get in,
brother.
youngin. Get in, youngin.
Look, let me get in on these brothers, these nigga preachers and these nigga splainers. You can sell these dreams if you want to and talk about what we should be doing and how we should be doing it with your limited knowledge and your Google fact checking and your limited resources and your mouth suckling on the white navel of the white daddy, really, because it's not even the white mommy, it's really the right white daddy, to be honest. But at the
Excuse me,
end of the
Truth.
day, at
Truth.
any moment,
Wait, Truth. You
what?
mispronounced it. You mispronounced it.
Zaddy.
Thank you.
Zaddy. White Zaddy. But at the end of the day, he could pull your card at any moment. And the moment things flip off, he will. And you will just be sitting out there in no man's land looking stupid. Cause you can't remove the community from you. It's always gonna be a part of you. Even if you denounce it, even if you hate it, even if you attempt to shame it and destroy it at every turn, it will always be inside of you and a part of you. And they can see it too. So your day of reckoning is coming.
Well, I guess I'll go next. I want to shout out to all the Roscoe Jenkins of the society that wish they feel it, they better than everybody else, and they get to, you know, shine and tap dance and do their thing because why? You know, I came out of poverty. I made some of myself. Fuck going back to the hood to get back. Man, fuck them folks. They should have did what I did. You know, when it come like that, man, you shitting on your family, you shitting on your race. Hell, you just shitting on your own people. I heard a guy today earlier was talking about how he fuck women, you know, and the guy told him, he said, I know Indian guys that fuck black women, but they won't do their Indian women like that. They'll do certain things to other women that they won't do to their own race of people. But we have people in our community that have no regret when they shit on our women, you know, clown on our men, and it surprises me that I always say this: women always have a code of conduct. You'll be cheating, men will be like, "Hey, dog, I ain't got nothing to do with that." A woman would always stand tall and lie, just like hustle and flow. You look in your face and lie. Men from my race dealing with just in general. Why can't we look out for one another? Why can't we be there for one another? Even though you have your brother that's doing something wrong, take up for him. Then, hey, you fucked up. I say you, but this is what's gonna happen from now on. If you fuck up again, you're going in the fight. See, as men, we need the whole point of talking to each other, get an understanding that which shit is fucked up out here. The only way we're gonna survive is with each other. And the only way we can't survive is being against one another. Now I understand. Guys do fucked up shit, and we gotta call them out. Hey, sometimes we gotta leave the motherfucker where he stand. If you do too much fucked up shit and you just kind of willy dilly fucking up the community, hey, you're gonna be by your fucking self. Nobody, if nobody can't help you, that's your end result in life. You know, and this is the whole reason why they made social distancing for motherfuckers that want to be a part of a new race. Like you got the new black that's going out here. Nah, I ain't black. I'm black. It's a big difference. Like the whole OJ thing. Look what happened to OJ. Come throwing his hands out like a baby. Accept me. Same thing as Tiger. What happened to Tiger? Tiger come back. Hey y'all, accept me. You know. That's why the
Once
whole
he got his nigga card.
exactly. He woke up. Found
No,
out.
he didn't wake up. He just had to. He came to terms. He came clean.
Nah,
He
he
had to
woke
come
up.
clean to who he was and how the world perceived him. He knew he
Nah,
was. He just had to come clean to how the world perceives him.
he woke up because when his ass got up that day and everybody started clowning the shit out of him, say, look at that nigga. That's when he
That's what I
woke up.
just said. That's what I said.
No,
He
no,
came
no. See,
clean.
coming clean means you notice this shit and from the jump and you just what I'm saying willy
Yeah,
nilly with the shit.
delusional. That's what I
Yeah,
mean by
being
coming clean. He
delusional.
was delusional. He was
Okay, okay,
delusional. That's
yeah,
what I mean, bro.
yeah, okay. Well,
In denial or in denial.
in
That's
denial.
another way to say it. That's what it is. That's yeah.
But
I
but
get misunderstood like that. Not your
but the
fault.
end result of all these people out here as one, if you're gonna say fuck us, stop dealing with us. Stop being around us. Stop talking to us. The point of it is go where your people at. And that's what these dudes have done. They started a community in which half of the motherfuckers over there got brains, and the other motherfuckers, their brains are empty, being felt with the dumb motherfuckers over there that's trying to teach them. You know, what they say the 5%ers, deaf, dumb, and blind, leading them. You know, the other motherfuckers, they know the knowledge. They're trying to help them, but the 15% of the people they're using their minds because they dumb as fuck. All they need is someone pushing them in a direction to give them a little, little knowledge and say, they can get a cookie, and that's what they do. A lot of these guys on YouTube do that. They're guiding the deaf, dumb, and blind people, giving them the cookie, and now they're scholars. People kind of tend to forget where they come from. Hell, fuck half of them. They don't pretend. They know where they come from. They just don't want to go back. So be that as it may, I'm sorry, I'm going into a long-winded. Where's Mr. Z when you need him?
You got me. You
But
got
yeah,
me.
man, I'm gonna cut it with that, man. Hey, brothers, like I
He's
say,
not
we gotta
here, so you
build.
got me. It ain't no.
Yeah, I
It's all
know.
the same.
And Mrs. Z always crack jokes with him, and I always hit him with the air quotes. But yeah, we gotta work together, man, to
Oh,
build a
don't worry. I
community.
got you covered on that. Don't worry. If you
Yeah,
need
yeah.
a high
All
note,
right.
I got you covered.
Mhm.
No, don't. Oh, yeah. You see, now I gotta hit you with the Bill Duke. You know you don't fucked up, right? You know you fucked up that note, right?
Hey, yeah, I fucked up, but I'm gonna hit you with that. Shoo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. All right.
Wait,
All right,
like
man.
Uncle Charlie, sir.
Okay, who's next?
Sir, I'll take the tail end.
Okay. Yeah, man. Like y'all can't be listening to pseudo intellectuals, man. That's what's killing all these street spaces. All those people is gonna do is derail the message. And what I saw today with that lieutenant getting harassed like that, this is like a continuation of the past, man. I mean, brothers, y'all got to look at this as an example. You got former military people in this space before, and I remember in the 1.0 days you had a few. Now you got like a dozen in 2.0 and 3.0 spaces. What I've noticed, like, and on this platform, you got a officer done been experienced and seen all the bad shit in the world, man. I mean, this is making them look bad, and this is an example that we need to take those jobs. Like if you want change, you have to join with them at this point, because this is probably the only solution I see to solve this, and especially besides legislation and voting and all that stuff. But what I look at the past of last year, this is work that need to be done. I mean, the guy complied, he was innocent, and it just shows you that this is going to continue. This ain't over. They're testing our hand, man. I mean, I appreciate the live stream. Excellent points by these brothers up here. Yeah, it's just you got to stay strong and keep on the message. So appreciate you, Charles, and great stream.
Woo, thank you.
Woo! Yeah, thank you.
All right, tail end. I don't have to say anything that everybody, since everybody else has said what they gotta say regarding fellowship and having to just watch it back. But I understand and
You're
that's
boring
clear
a little bit.
because I live in another part of the world where people have the certain. Oh, am I?
A little bit.
How
You're
about
clear
now?
now. You're good now.
Okay. All right. Like I said, it's like everybody else in the world. No matter where in the world you are, when you black, you always got to have your paranoia intact because you have to be aware of how people perceive you. And sometimes it's going to be an uphill battle, no matter where in the world you are, what your nationality, ethnicity, or whatever. And also piggyback on what Jay Sean said about Chinese and whatnot. Black folks, if you think what they're doing to y'all is something, or if you want to have a real clear idea of what they're doing in America, look at Africa. See how the Chinese are over there.
Facts.
But then again, also
Facts.
as far as if you want to see the thank you, Sheed. But also, since we were talking about the whole heroin thing, I went off about the whole methadone, but I wanted to talk about something called ibogaine. Look it up. Also, look up Dr. Carl Hart, and you will understand what the fuck is going on. Peace.
Woo!
Thank you,
And
Charles.
we are out.